Comedian Sean Boyd from Just Therapy, the podcast. I got to talk to you about Detroit Auto Parts. They're the official parts store of Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations, one on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or the west side, 216-398-7373. Don't forget to mention Redline Radio and you receive 10% off your purchase. Make sure you hit up Detroit Auto Parts. Check them out.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Shy from She Vibes, and Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the State of the Art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services have 5 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tim Buck 2 from Tim Buck Tuesday. And you know, I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time.
Man, this is vibing me. I kind of dig this. I love it. What's your thoughts on this music? Fine. You had to be here, folks. You had to be here. Oh yeah, I can see all of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Redline Super Show. That must mean something, Dante. Super Bowl Sunday. So, Steelers, team down the street.
Brown, say it, man. You can say it.
No, we're not allowed
This
to
is
say
a
it.
friendly fire day, man.
Yeah.
So
Friendly Fire Day. Yeah, we're good. I like Don P.
Technically, both of our seasons are over anyway, so we can get away with saying it.
This is a truce day.
But how dare you interrupt the man that holds Thursday nights down, Don P.
Yeah, Thursdays for the culture.
Yeah, Thursdays for the culture. The man who holds it down as he was getting into his little spiel there for a second. You rudely interrupted Don P. So Don P, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dave. I'm only going to ask you for a couple of packs of knowledge this next time out. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special Redline Radio edition of the Super Bowl show. We don't have a name for it. We're just going to call it
the Redline Super Show.
The Super Show, the Redline Super Show. I like that.
Yeah, watch out saying that word Super Bowl because the NFL will sue your ass.
That's why I said Super Show. So we do have an official show sponsor in Timbuktu. Why don't you let us know who that is?
So today's sponsor is A Certified Laugh. It is a notary company that will come to you and notarize anything that you need. Also a comedian, and that company is led by me, yours truly, Timbuktu.
Yeah, give us some hand claps.
Timmy, jumping out and taking that journey of being a business owner. So kudos to you, Tim. Hopefully everything works out for you and people start getting stuff notarized by Tim. If you need it notarized, look him up. He's always here at Facebook or always here at Redline, or you can look him up at Facebook.
Yep, that is Timothy Washington Jr. on Facebook, and you can find me there with all my business.
You got to throw Esquire at the end of your name just to make it a little more fancy.
Timbuktu Esquire.
Hey Dave, real quick, since we gave Tim kind of the floor there for a second, can we make a little announcement or wish his grandmother, right?
Absolutely. I was going to wait till the end to do that.
Okay.
But hey, February 9th, Tim's grandma, Doris Wagner, celebrated her 101-year birthday.
How about that?
Happy birthday, Tim's grandma. How about that?
101.
Yeah, man. She's just seen a lot of us.
I just got halfway
She's
there.
seen a lot of you, Tim.
I think everybody here has seen a lot of me.
I'm glad he said that.
So is it just me, or does this seem like the least Super Bowl Sunday of all Super Bowl Sundays?
Kind of, sort of. For me, on the sports side, yeah,
What's up,
because the NBA trade deadline kind of like stole a lot of the week. start with the Kyrie Irving deal on Sunday, and then Kevin Durant's on Wednesday, and then them throwing around second round picks like spades on Thursday. And once all of the smoke cleared from that, football took over a little bit. But it seems a little less, I guess, because of the teams, maybe. I mean, I know Kansas City's fan base is pretty, how they have one of the loudest buildings. If y'all have ever been to Arrowhead, it is crazy loud there. It's crazy loud.
Did you say Arrowhead or Burrowhead, like Jason Kelsey said this past week? Did you watch him and his brother's podcast?
I didn't.
Oh, it was actually pretty funny. They had Mama Kelsey on there, and they were trying to make her choose between which Kelsey she liked better. And Jason was like, "Oh, well, Mom, why don't you tell him how sad you were when he came out as a boy? You really wanted a girl, blah, blah, blah." And then he's
Brother
like,
banter.
yeah. And then he was like, "Well, Mom, that is Burrowhead up there." And his mom just shakes his head and was like, and Justin, or not Justin, Travis was like, "Man," he goes, "Yep." He goes, "That's why I already got one Super Bowl ring and you're looking to get one." But I thought Kelsey,
they both have one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Or maybe said you're looking to get another one.
Yeah, because Jason got it with Dougie P a couple years ago. And then obviously Travis a couple years ago. I just think there really has been a whole heck of a lot of storylines in this one.
I mean, outside of the Andy Reid Bowl, this is both of his teams. Well, he coached both teams, and then the Kelsey brothers, and it's really, I don't know. I just be ready for the game. The 2 weeks between kind of,
and I think that's what a lot of people are saying is equating to it is. You had the end of the regular season on January 9th, and then it just seemed like the playoffs took forever to get here. And then it seemed like the Pro Bowl was just ridiculously stupid.
Some of that stuff, the flag football game, no, get rid of it. No, I don't want to see pros play flag. If I want to watch it, I'll field the team to go play flag football. I'm good. I don't want to see that. But the other stuff that they did, like the little competition games, dodgeball, football players playing dodgeball is wonderful to me. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it too. Unlike you guys, I actually like the touch football or the flag football game. It brought a lot of fun back until you split them up into 3 different teams. That's what was cool about it.
Ask Robert Edwards about playing flag football at a Pro Bowl. He lost his whole career doing that. Rookie, this was maybe almost 20 years ago. Damn it, I'm old.
Didn't Myles Garrett get hurt during that?
He dislocated his toe.
He stubbed his toe. He all right.
Yeah.
No, I just think that the time in between when the playoffs ended and the Super Bowl started is what is causing a lot of fans to just feel like it's just too long.
It is a too long of a gap, but they got to stretch it out. They got to get their money, and
not only that, but then you have the XFL starting next week. So there's going to be a lot of that too.
I mean, football is football. So.
I mean, I could really care less about the 2 weeks in between. I just wait for the game. I don't pay much attention to.
Speaking of that,
I used to watch wall-to-wall coverage, but lately, it's like, what? I'll watch a little bit of the media day, see some of the highlights, and it's like, all right, man, let's get to the game.
I don't think it's a whole lot of drama because they are legitly like the
These
two
are
best
the two
teams. There's not a lot to really argue here or to make it seem like this is what's supposed to happen. So I don't think there's any drama because of that.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's go around the room real quick. And Lee, what is the first Super Bowl as a kid you remember watching?
I never really watched the Super Bowl too much when I was a kid. I was never really into football until I got to be about 10, 11 years old. And then the only time I would ever watch it was if the Steelers were in it. So it was a while before I watched the Super Bowl. So I think the first one I ever watched was Super Bowl, the last one with the bus when Pittsburgh won it. I think that was the first one.
Damn, how old are you? Jeez.
38.
Oh, you ain't too far behind me.
Chipper, first Super Bowl you remember watching?
The one that I vaguely remember watching, and this is when I was a wee little kid.
Star Super Bowl one.
Almost.
The NFL championship.
1958 NFL championship game. China Unitas.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go back as far as autograph. That would have definitely made me feel old.
Damn.
Justin says Super Bowl one for Chipper.
See?
Were you in a sewing room when you watched it?
No.
But go ahead.
The sewing room actually had lights back then.
Steelers Cowboys, the Lynn Swan catch.
Okay.
You know,
Super Bowl 10.
I vaguely remember because I was just a kid, but I remember watching it, and I couldn't tell you. Was it Super Bowl 10?
10.
Okay.
To catch he had Super Bowl 10. He had the one on the sideline where he did the body contort, and then the one
That was in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was Super Bowl 10. That was 10.
That's the one. That's
Don
when I.
P, you're
my first Super Bowl memory, honestly, is Super Bowl 23. Doug Williams. At that time, I had no idea the significance of Doug Williams in the Super Bowl. I had no idea, and I was wondering why my dad and my uncles were cheering so hard. I thought it was because they were going up against John Elway on the other side, but apparently it was another big storyline. That's when Doug Williams, first black quarterback, they went down 10-0 second quarter, 35 points in the quarter, and it. I just remember that. I just remember like every time I looked up, it's a touchdown.
Justin says the Titans Rams for him. He was a Titans fan, so that stretch of the goal line by Dyson was devastating.
Oh man, I remember that was.
I remember that. And
that was the greatest show on turf.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Tim, what about you?
So I got two, but the Broncos Falcons.
No, the Dirty Bird Falcons with Jamal.
Ass beat.
I remember that one, and then the one where Justin Timberlake showed me Janet Jackson's titty.
You will remember the titties.
My first Super Bowl I ever watched was actually 1985, the greatest defense of all time, the Chicago Bears. Versus the New England Patriots in their first ever Super Bowl appearance with Tony Eason as their quarterback. And Walter Payton did not get a touchdown in that game. The refrigerator Perry gets his touchdown over Walter Payton, screwing Walter Payton out of touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Not screwing him out. I mean, that's harsh.
It was because Walter talked about that later on in his career, and he said that was one of the biggest regrets, that when he went to the sidelines and Dick had told him, "You're not getting the ball. We're giving it to the fridge." After all he did for Chicago that year.
Yeah, sure.
They rode him to the Super Bowl offensively because McMahon was hurt. They had a couple quarterbacks in there as well, and they rode him to the Super Bowl in that defense, man. And he was just very upset about that, man. And Sweetness, I think to me personally, this may ruffle some feathers. I do believe he's the greatest running back of all time.
You have an argument for that.
So Tim already kind of talked about a crazy moment that happened in the Super Bowl. That was actually going to be my next question. What was your favorite crazy moment from the Super Bowl?
Oh, favorite crazy moment from the Super Bowl?
That wasn't crazy. That was beautiful.
I got one. Fucking Leon Lett. Running into the end zone with the ball out. And who was it? Was it Tasker?
Steve Tasker.
Who came all the way from behind him from the other side of the field to knock it out of his hand. And then they had to go for the touch. They had to put Emmitt Smith into the end zone for the touchdown instead of having a defensive touchdown.
That was wild. I remember that. Those Cowboys teams.
Leon Lett always seemed to be around plays that were stupid.
Bizarre.
Always the Miami
play. The field goal or punt or whatever
in
that
the
was.
Snow?
Yeah, snow in the Dallas Stadium.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, all he had to do was not touch it, stay away from it. What's he do? No, he falls on his ass, slides into it.
I mean, that was wild anyway. Crazy wild plays.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a crazy play or anything like that. Just like a crazy, because like he said, it was the titty hurt seen around the world. So,
I wouldn't call this a wild moment, but just a moment. Prince playing Purple Rain in the rain.
In the rain.
That was, to me, that's one of the best halftime performances ever.
Chipper, do you agree on the halftime show on that one?
That was a good halftime show. That was a good halftime show.
For all of you out there,
let's let him in on the inside joke.
We are messing with Chipper because he does not like Rihanna for the halftime show. Did not like.
Y'all hear that?
Oh, you're saying for the halftime show. Okay,
correct.
I didn't say I didn't like her. I don't know her music.
So you didn't let me finish, Chipper, like you do on Renegades. Then I got to get into you.
Well, if he doesn't know her music, then that's okay. I mean, not bad.
P,
about
I
that.
think that's an excuse. If you don't know who Riri is and you're an American, then there's something wrong with you.
I mean, everybody don't.
Obviously, I know who she is.
I know Rihanna's ass. I mean,
I mean, I know Rihanna's tattoo underneath of her,
mhm.
I mean, obviously, I know who she is.
Yeah, but anyway, so go ahead, Chipper.
I don't know.
Don P never got to his. I don't think.
What Prince playing?
Oh,
Purple
Prince,
Rain,
yeah.
Okay,
Purple Rain in the Rain.
Yeah, I really don't have one. I mean, the only thing the first one that sticks out of my mind is when Tim brought up the Janet Jackson thing. Other than that, I don't really have one.
The lights going out against with the Falcons and the Ravens.
The Ravens and the
Fuck
49ers.
you, Tim. That was mine.
That was a great one.
Oh well, it's ours.
That changed the momentum big time. That changed the momentum big time.
Ah, they were gonna lose anyway.
Exactly.
Was it
but
was it a Super Bowl game where the turf caught on fire? Oh no, that was a college playoff game where the turf caught on fire or something.
Did it catch on fire
from
or did it
from the pyrotechnics from introducing the teams?
Also, Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire in
The Pepsi, yeah.
It was not at the Super Bowl.
It was a commercial
Yeah.
that was
It's
being
a Pepsi
filmed.
commercial.
Yeah, for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then that's why they had to push it back to after the Super Bowl because he had to get his hair redone from that.
I think another crazy one was when the NFL denied Metallica playing, even though they had like a petition with almost 500 million people signing it saying we want Metallica at the halftime show. And the make good for that was to give them the night before. And they played outside the stadium, and Metallica was just like, oh, okay, so you're not going to let all the NFL fans see it? Fine. We're going to fucking stream it live on YouTube for free. So, but
All right, so let me ask you guys this question. We'll go around the room. Biggest Super Bowl upset? Don, we'll start with you.
I think Broncos over Green Bay. John Elway finally getting, and I begrudgingly say that because screw John Elway.
You just don't like John Elway for two reasons.
He ruined my childhood.
my mom always called them horse teeth.
That's what we called them.
We
But
call-
that
we
one
call him
because
Smiley.
they were a huge favorite. Green Bay was such a huge favorite. They were come off the Super Bowl win from the year before. They had such a great team. Brett Favre was in them 3 straight MVPs. It's like, no way Denver's going to win this game. And then
Is that the one where Elway ran down the
The
field?
helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter.
and at that moment, I say, yep, they're not going to win this one.
Chipper, you?
The Super Bowl that New England.
Where the Giants beat them, where David
Yeah.
Tyree caught the ball in his helmet?
Yep, because they were going in undefeated or whatever it was, and they went and lost to the Giants.
We going to let you go first. Because Lee over here like, damn.
Well, I bet Mercury Morris bought everybody on that Giants team a cigar.
I'm so sick of Mercury Morris. I'm so sick of seeing his face every year. Like, dude, just stay home. Just stay home. Don't pick up your phone. I'm tired of looking at him in this stupid afro. Like, get out of here.
How about you, Lee?
Well, since Chipper took my number one, I'm going to go when the Falcons blew a 23-0 lead.
That was my other one.
A lot of them should involve the Patriots. I mean, them beating the Rams to get Brady's first ring. That one was pretty. I'm not even gonna say what. I'm not gonna get my conspiracy on that. The whole 9/11 Patriots, yada yada yada, red, white, and blue. I'm just gonna. Dave.
Mine is me and Chipper. Me and Chipper talked about this off the air. Super Bowl 25, the Giants versus the Bills. The 19-20 field goal. Bills were favored by 7. They ended up losing the game by 1 to a field goal at the end of regulation.
Good old Scott Norwood.
Scott Norwood, man.
If I had to pick a second one, it would probably be when the Eagles beat the Patriots.
That one was big. That was huge.
The Seahawks losing.
Oh
Which
wow!
one?
Run the ball.
Yeah,
Run the ball.
Don't get Marshawn Lynch started on that.
Run the ball.
Oh my
He
God.
was just he was just on a podcast talking about that, and out of all people, Adam Pac-Man Jones was asking him about it, and he goes, "Do we have to get started on it?" And Pac-Man's like, "Yeah." Well, he's like, "Take us through that." He was like, "We go to the sidelines, and Russell Wilson wants us to run the football. Pete Carroll overrides him and says, 'No, we're going for the pass.'" And Marshawn looked at him and goes, "What did you just say?" We're going for the pass on a 1 yard line. I just got us all the way down here. You're not going to give me the football? And Marshawn knew right then and there. He's like, I knew we were losing.
Could y'all imagine had they run the ball? Marshawn Lynch would have won the Super Bowl MVP
Correct.
because he was unstoppable. Could y'all imagine the media running for him at that time? Could y'all imagine? Oh my goodness!
Isn't it when he started the whole Skittles thing?
Yes.
It was a little bit before. It was the year before he was with the Skittles.
Okay. Oh my God! Yeah, that pass. From you get all the way down to 1 yard, and then you decide to throw a pass.
Get it,
would you guys say that's the biggest Super Bowl blunder ever? That or the Leon Lett? Did that take any heat off Leon Lett for that?
No. I think Leon Lett's was no. I take that back. It was because the Cowboys are up by 30 points. This one is last 2 minutes or inside the final minute of the Super. Like this is.
You're going for the win.
This is the win. This is for the win.
Yeah.
That was, oh my goodness. I understood it, but no. I know it's second and goal. It's second down. You're at the 1. You got a couple of chances. If you're going to throw the football, don't throw the slant. I throw the fade if you're going to throw the ball.
Right.
Do not throw the slant. Like, what the hell was that?
That was a hell of a play by the
Malcolm Butler
DB.
did make a great play.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play.
A play he didn't make in practice all week, but he made
And
it when he needed
that
to
play
make.
earned him a lot of money.
Sure it did.
In the offseason. He got paid big by them.
Yep.
Yeah, he became their number 1 corner after that for a couple of years.
Just like AKA Larry Brown for the fucking Cowboys when Neil O'Donnell intentionally threw him the ball twice down the field.
He didn't intentionally throw it to him.
Come on.
He just threw it to a spot and Andre Hastings or one of them guys just wasn't there.
Yancey think
think.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what went on in that game, but by the replays and by the play call, it looks like he threw it to him directly. But we're not going to talk about that.
Miscommunication. Just call it miscommunication.
I think the Falcons' scoring drought is the biggest blunder, if you want to call it.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan. And he did it twice. You got a lead in the fourth quarter, and you're not going to run the football. He did it in Atlanta, and he did it with the 49ers. Keep Pat Mahomes off the field, dude. Run the football. You have the number 1 rushing attack. Both of those years, they were number 1 rushing attack. You don't want to run the football. Only reason he ran the football against the Eagles the other week is because he had no choice. His quarterbacks couldn't throw.
Hey, with the way the game is officiated now, would that Malcolm Butler interception be pass interference?
No. It wasn't even a bang play. It was
hit
just
him.
He jumped the route.
Yeah, but he hit the receiver.
They got there at the same time.
Yeah,
that's what it was. They got there at the same time.
Okay.
Here's another one.
I tried to say that back then, and then I watched this morning. It's like, oh, okay, he got there at the same time.
Here's another one I want to put out there. Sorriest quarterback do you think that won the
Trent
Super Bowl?
Dilfer.
And Dilfer. Did you hear what he said on the pod?
Dilfer is the worst Super Bowl quarterback of all time. I don't even know why the fuck they put a microphone in front of this dude. I don't want to hear from you. Ever.
Is it him or is it Joe Flacco?
No,
it's
Trent
Dilfer by a long shot.
Yeah, the only reason why they won the Super Bowl because of the defense.
Some could say the same about Jim McMahon for the Bears, that he wasn't a good.
Jim McMahon was a good quarterback.
He was a good quarterback, and a lot of
better
people,
than Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer is a career backup for crying out loud.
High top 5 draft pick, couldn't hack it in Tampa Bay. Only reason he got that job in Baltimore is because Tony Banks was shit in the bed. I mean, and if not for Trent, Tony Banks would probably be the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. I mean, it was coming from that 2000s team because that offense was dreadful. I just watched the 30 for 32. It was good shit.
Who was their wide receivers for that team?
I know Jermaine Lewis was one of them, but
Shannon Sharp
was on that team.
Yeah.
Rookie Jamal Lewis. And
did they have Andre Rison in that team?
No.
What wasn't Ozzie on that team? Wasn't he one of the tight ends?
Ozzie was the general manager. Ozzie put most of that team together.
Well, he had all of.
He didn't actually play for the Ravens because he was already in management by that time.
He was in the front office. Belichick put him in the front office in '95.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then he had all of Belichick's draft picks from Cleveland from the year before. Yep. So he took all those draft picks.
Jamal Lewis, Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis were the first guys that they took from that first draft with them as the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Then what about you? Who's your biggest bust as quarterback in the Super Bowl? You got to go with Trent Dilfer too?
Tom Brady. Not playing.
I mean, talk about a quarterback that was supposed to be nothing and then turned out to be the greatest of all time. I mean, you have to give him his props.
100. And I preached a sermon about that the other week in his retirement, that he wasn't supposed to be where he was, number 199. And Mo Lewis, I know he sends Mo Lewis. He has to send Mo Lewis some money for knocking Drew Bledsoe out and giving him that opportunity. He has to feel obligated. Like, here, man, here go $100,000 a year.
You know who else he's got to send money to keep his mouth shut every year is fucking Mel Kiper. Because Mel Kiper is the one that said that he would never be nothing. He wouldn't get drafted probably. Mel Kiper he's still eating crow to this day. So, I mean.
But how many draft picks has Kiper been wrong about? I mean, it just seems like every year he's just like, oh, that dude's going to suck.
Yeah, but this is the ultimate one that you're bad about.
Yeah, but nobody expects a 7th round pick or a Mr. Irrelevant to be as good as they are or were.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
You're right on that.
That's why Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant. Nobody expected him to do shit. Well, look what he's done in the Shanahan offense.
It took two quarterbacks to go down for him to get in. But when he got in, he did his job.
Yep. Same thing with Brady. You know, his 7th round pick, right?
Pick 199.
Yeah. Who would have thought that he was supposed to do anything being picked in the 7th round?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen number 1 picks, number 2 picks flame out. Rick Meyer.
Ryan Leaf,
Jamarcus Russell,
Brady Quinn was a later.
He was like 22nd. Your boy Johnny Manziel.
Oh, he's a 1st round pick though. Brady Quinn.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of 1st round flame outs.
Right,
and then we've seen a lot of, because Joe Montana was what, a 3rd round pick or something like that, 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, he wasn't
from
Notre Dame.
All right, we're sticking on quarterbacks real quick right now, and before we get into our Super Bowl talk.
Well, Tim, and you didn't make your picks as far as the worst quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl. There we go.
I really don't have a worst. I guess. Go ahead, Lee. You say yours.
Trent Dilfer.
Unanimous around the board, right?
It's Trent Dilfer.
Unanimous, yes. Would you let Trent Dilfer play at the halftime show, Chipper?
Play what with himself?
Wow.
That'll get you kicked off this.
Wow. I really don't. I never want to hear from Trent Dilfer.
No.
I didn't want to hear from him when he played in Cleveland. And I covered that team, and he was the last person I wanted to talk to.
So what about I know there's a bunch of quarterback free agents that are going to be coming out there. I'm going to say a name, Chipper. I want you to tell me where he's at next year. Derek Carr.
I think he ends up with the Jets.
Don P.
Tampa.
Tim.
He is going to Carolina.
Lee.
I know Nollins is heavy on him, so I think he might be the Saints.
I'm going to say the New York Football Giants.
No.
Danny Dimes is about to get it.
Yeah, he proved himself this year.
Danny Dimes is about to get a lot of dimes.
Yeah, okay. He just earned that contract.
Lamar Jackson. Don P.
Baltimore.
Chipper.
Baltimore. Franchise tagged.
Lee.
Baltimore.
It is.
Big more.
Yep,
I'm going to say that he gets traded for a slew of first-round draft picks, and he's going to go to the Jets.
Lamar in New York.
I mean, I guess Jets do have extra first-round picks to give up, unless they just give up. You can't give up.
They don't have as many as fucking Houston.
But you can't give up consecutive first-round picks in NFL, can you?
Tim, you know how I feel about the Texans.
Fuck the Texans.
That's right.
Right? Is that right? You can't give up consecutive first-round picks in the NFL, right?
I think that's only in the NBA.
I was going to say, is that only the NBA then? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so now that we got past that, let's get to our Super Bowl talk here. So
no Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, okay. Aaron Rodgers, where's he going?
Retired.
I forgot about him.
Retired.
I think he's
going to retire.
I think he's going to either go to Tampa Bay or he's going to go to the Raiders.
No, that ayahuasca is going to tell him to hang it up.
Who?
That
He's going
thing.
to. He's
that
going
thing that
into-
he's been taking, that herb or whatever the hell he's been taking. Now
Yeah.
he's doing that 4-day darkness.
dark
I
room.
think
Yeah,
he's retiring. I think he's going to retire.
Yeah, he even said it. He's like, I'm going into a dark room. I'm going to do some ayahuasca, and I'm going to get my thoughts straight. And I'm just like, okay, so your thoughts are going to tell you to fucking hang it up.
That thoughts are going to say it's time to hand the reins over to Jordan Love. I need to go somewhere else and see if I can win a Super Bowl.
I think he
Green Bay.
ends up with the Raiders. I do. There'll
Him
be
and
a,
Devontae
I
Adams
think
back
him. And, I
together.
think
He's
they.
gonna be a Jet.
I think they designed that.
Hey, don't.
Gonna take the Brett Favre route. And then he's gonna end up in Minnesota after that.
I mean,
gonna
he would,
trade
be,
him
he,
to-
would, he would be trading green for green. So
I think he's gonna retire though. I do. I think at this point, I've done it. 4 MVPs or 5. What is it? 4 or 5 MVPs.
5 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl ring.
Super Bowl. I mean,
You've done everything you can in Green Bay.
I think he's done everything he can in the NFL.
I
Go
think.
ahead.
I
Go
think
out.
he's got one more. I think he's got one. I think that he thinks he's got one more Super Bowl run left into him with the right roster.
I can agree with that.
What,
I mean,
what
he
gives him
hasn't
the
been-
right roster though?
but he hasn't been happy in Green Bay for what?
Tampa
3,
or
4 years?
the
About 5
Raiders.
years.
Well, yeah, when you
The Raiders don't have a Super Bowl roster though. That's the thing.
but you're comfortable with Devontae Adams and you have a good running game and you have Josh Jacobs is great.
They got to deal with the team that's playing in the Super Bowl today.
You don't think
They have to deal with another team in the AFC West in the Los Angeles Chargers. They offensive coordinator Justin Herbert,
yeah, but
and
Staley's
not
still
to
the head coach.
mention, and
yeah,
then
Staley is still the head coach.
Staley's still the head coach.
and then the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton. We're
It's
going to
gonna
see
take
what's
Sean-
going to do that.
It's going
The
to take
Raiders
him 2
just-
years to put Denver back on the map.
What about the 49ers?
I don't think. Listen,
Man,
I just think the Broncos.
that's a good one too.
just
49ers.
offensively. Ooh, that's.
Is that where you were saying, Tim? 49ers?
I think he'd be a good fit. A
You
good
think
pick.
he'll go to San Fran?
Well, I don't know
Put
if he
him-
would go, but
No, put him in that Kyle Shanahan offense.
Wow.
I don't know that the Niners go for another quarterback. I'm sure that they're pretty happy
gonna
with
stick
Trey
with the
Lance
ones-
and
and-
Brock Purdy.
So where does Jimmy G go then?
Probably back to New England. A lot of talk of him going back there.
Indy,
he's done.
Indianapolis.
But India hasn't even got a coach yet, have they?
No, they're still
No.
trying to figure that out.
No,
I just heard that on the way here that they're waiting until after the Super Bowl because they're thinking about taking Philly's offensive coordinator.
you know another team that needs a quarterback real bad, and keep your eye out for that is Atlanta.
Because I don't think Ritter's going to be.
Ritter's not the
He
guy.
ain't it.
But Justin said that the worst QB for the Super Bowl was Nick Foles.
No, he's not worse than Trent Dilfer.
No,
No.
false magic is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not worse than Trent
Trent
Dilfer.
Dilfer is the
Trent
worst.
Dilfer is the worst quarterback in Super Bowl history. Yes. All
I
right, so
mean, could you see Lamar Jackson going to Atlanta?
I don't
I
think,
think
he would
Baltimore is going to do whatever they can to try to keep him.
They gonna get him. They gonna. It'll be if, like you said, the franchise tag.
They'll franchise tag
and then
him.
they'll.
listen, dude, I think the ownership group over there has dropped the ball with Lamar. I really have.
I don't think so.
But they keep coming out and saying that they're riding with Lamar. That,
And they are.
That's all
They can keep saying that. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets just said that they were going to ride with KD, and you see what happened. I mean, you could franchise.
Well, I mean, when you get as many picks thrown at you as they did for
okay, and
for
then
KD.
Whoever throws as many picks as you with Lamar, and then
We are
guarantee-
not. This is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna compare what the Baltimore Ravens front office has done to what the Brooklyn Nets front office has done and has been doing for a decade. Let's not go back to when they thought that old ass Kevin Garnett and a broken down Paul Pierce with Darren Williams and ISO Joe was going to compete with the LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
Here's the
Let's
other
not
thing.
forget that they
Bal-
dropped the ball on that. Like they screwed that all up.
Baltimore is another franchise, just like the Steelers, who don't pay their players.
True.
They don't pay them. And Lamar wants the guaranteed money. He deserves to get
He'll
the
get it.
guaranteed.
He'll get it.
But after
Baltimore's not going to give it
but
to
He'll
him.
get his money.
But-
He may not get what he wants, but he's going to get close to it.
But after what
They're
Lamar
gonna-
Jackson pulled the last part of the season, he didn't play the last 7 weeks of the season. After he pulled that, do the Ravens even want him back?
I think
they
so.
keep saying they're riding
I
with
think
Lamar.
so.
We'll see.
They should. I think they should have given
see.
him his money last offseason. And you got to think, like, just think about what happened with Dak Prescott before. Did that happen before? Did he break his leg before or after he got his money? was before, right?
Yeah, no, after.
After.
Yeah,
Was it after?
he broke his leg after. Yeah, for that season.
Lamar's going to get paid by somebody, and it's not going to be Baltimore. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They're going to give him this money.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we got 2 years to find out because if they franchise tag him this year, they got him for one more year, and then
They'll franchise him, and then they'll come to an agreement, and Lamar will get his money.
I mean, I just think Lamar at this point is just sitting there seeing like every other player around him on that Ravens roster.
Is Lamar a top 5 quarterback in the league?
Top 5?
Talent-wise, yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. If you think he's a top 5 quarterback in the league and you put him with better talent than he has in Baltimore, that could probably put him in the top 3 quarterback in the league, does he go to that team where he thinks he could be a top 3 quarterback?
What team would that be?
I'm just asking the
If that
question.
team, if you're looking at a team like that, they probably already have their quarterback.
If you
Right.
put him,
Right.
if you put him with Tampa Bay, is Tampa Bay
No,
No,
hell
okay?
no.
I'm going to go down the list. Tampa Bay.
Nope,
Mike Evans can't stay healthy.
Okay, what if you put him with the Jets?
no. Hell
I'm,
no.
I'm going down the line.
No.
Really?
The Lions. The Lions.
Absolutely not.
San Francisco.
Maybe.
The Raiders.
Hell no.
The Falcons.
No.
Okay, I'm just going. If he stays with Baltimore, is he in better place?
Yeah, he's better. He's
Yeah.
better on where he's at.
Not
Based
only
off
that-
The
of
Rams?
two names.
Rams ain't getting rid of Matt Stafford.
The Rams ain't got it. The Rams ain't got no money. They ain't got no picks. They just stuck for a couple of years.
They gave everything up to get Faker Bayfield.
They didn't give
They
nothing.
didn't
up
give
there.
everything up.
Yeah.
They didn't
I
give
don't-
nothing up. They paid him the minimum to go there.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short on the Jets. I mean, they were good in the first half of the season, then decided to take
on
a shit the
They're
second
on
half.
the rise, but no.
They need a quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson would help.
Indy, would he be good in Indy with the right coach?
Jonathan Taylor and
I mean, they have a good running game. It's like in Baltimore. They got a good running game there. But who are the receivers?
I don't know. They also said on the radio that Jeff Saturday isn't going anywhere in Indy either.
oh my god!
I mean, if you bring Jeff,
Wait a minute, I thought the comedy show was later.
I mean, if you bring Jeff Saturday back after the 4 games he coached,
He won't be the head
6.
coach, but he's going to remain on the staff.
Why would you want to remain on?
So
the
what is he
staff?
going to move backwards?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
why
going
would
to
he
take a
do
step
that?
back.
And do what?
They just need to pack up the
Wasn't he an
Mayflower
interim?
trucks and move somewhere else.
He was the interim head coach. Sure.
So that's not a step back if he's the interim head coach.
If you go to take an offensive line job, yes, it is.
That's
don't
like
think it's an interim.
Gunther
I mean,
Cunningham
I
in
don't think it's
Kansas
a
City a
step
few
back.
years ago.
I mean,
He was-
interim, it does mean placeholder. So, I mean, he was just there to finish them out last season.
It's kind
But
of.
why would he take any other job? I wouldn't take another job. If it's not head coach, I'm not coming back.
Absolutely.
I'll go
Did
back
you
to-
see the
I'll
record?
go back to
Right.
I'll go back to my comfortable spot at ESPN
ESPN.
behind the desk where I don't have to deal with these spoiled ass football players. I'll go back there if I'm not doing that. That's me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, Don P. I mean, especially if you don't have the roster or whatnot to take you or where you think you can go and you don't have the quarterback because there's a lot of talk of them getting CJ Stroud or them even moving up. I heard something crazy today, too, that they're in the talks or they're trying to get Justin Fields.
Yeah. He don't have nobody to throw to.
I don't know,
Who's he
man.
throwing to?
Michael
Oh.
Pittman Jr.
Yeah.
And then Dallas Clark ain't walking through that door.
No, who's their tight
Marvin
end?
Harrison isn't walking through that door.
Who's their tight
Reggie
end?
Wayne is not walking through that door.
I don't know.
They don't have nobody to throw to.
And Dan.
Well,
And I don't think anybody is kicking down their agent's door saying, hey, I want to go to Indianapolis.
Like, who wants to be a Colt right now? I mean, that's the whole. I mean, there's so many question marks that team has still left that it's like, let's get a head coach, let's get this, let's get that, and then
They
maybe
don't
we'll
know
go.
what the hell they want to do.
Exactly.
all right, so biggest hot take that you guys think are going to coming up from the Super Bowl. Chipper, go ahead.
The what?
Biggest hot take from the Super Bowl. What do you think is going to happen?
Biggest hot take?
Bold predict, basically.
Bold predict.
Patrick Mahomes gets knocked out because of his ankle.
Who's their backup? Oh, Chase McDaniel.
No.
Chad Henne.
Chad Henne.
Oh, Chad Henning. That's right.
Fuck Chad Henne.
Lee,
Just had to get that out.
bold prediction.
I was going to say that Lamar gets in, or not Lamar. Patrick Mahomes gets injured and he can't play next season.
Tim,
Next season.
Next season.
Damn.
Holy shit.
You wishing Achilles tear? Jeez. Tim.
It is a bold prediction.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing I can come up with this game.
where's Rome at?
He said he had a family emergency. He'll be on as soon as he can.
Travis Kelce is gonna have 4 touchdowns.
4.
Damn.
Holy crap.
That's not out of the realm.
I mean, I wouldn't put that one past. I seen that dude get 11 catches in the first half against Jacksonville. I was like, geez, won my parlay that day.
Don P.
I think Chris Jones breaks the Super Bowl sack record. How many it is, I don't know, but I think he breaks it.
My bold prediction is if the Chiefs win, Andy Reid retires and Eric Bieniemy is announced the head coach on
boo.
Tuesday.
That's pretty bold.
I could see that, but it won't happen Tuesday.
He retires at the end of the game, and once he gets the Lombardi Trophy, he retires, and then Bieniemy's named the coach on Tuesday.
I could see him retiring. Yeah, I could see that. But I don't think it'll happen until next week.
How many Super Bowls would Andy Reid have won
2.
at that point?
2. That'll be his second in 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good. He's got a Hall of
He
Fame
already
career.
has he's already a Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Famer after he won. He was even a Hall of Famer without winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk. Beginning of the season, did you guys think that Kansas City would be back representing the AFC and the Eagles would be representing the NFC? Chipper, go ahead.
I thought Kansas City would be one of the 2 teams that would represent the AFC. Philadelphia, no.
I had him in the AFC Championship. I just didn't think. Did I have him in the AFC Championship? Tim? Did I have? It was either Buffalo
He was
and
pointing
Kansas
at you
City.
like you had the whole thing
Because
figured out.
he's been saying it like literally the whole year.
Once the season got, so I didn't think Patrick Mahomes would have this kind of season. You don't lose a guy like Tyreek Hill and
No.
your numbers go up like that. You don't see it, but getting to the Super Bowl.
Well,
But
they
get another season, no. Mid-season, I say, all right, there's a chance. Once we got to the playoffs, I say, oh, they're going.
Well, listen, let me tell you. You talk about losing Tyreek Hill. Did they miss a beat with Pacheco at all? Not a beat at all.
Oh, Isaiah Pacheco, the running back.
Yeah,
I mean, their
Pacheco?
running game is still suspect.
Yeah.
But
They didn't.
they didn't lose a beat with what he gave them.
Well, they didn't really have a big running game to begin with. It was always about the passing game.
It was
mean,
always the
and-
I mean,
passing game.
Clyde Hilaire can never stay healthy, so they didn't really have
And they still got McKinnon, right? They still got Jared McKinnon. I mean, so yeah, they were actually running back by committee, except for with Edwards Hilaire.
So they basically don't run the ball a lot, but they run it enough.
They run it enough to keep the defense honest.
One of the key free agents they had is quietly a key free agent. You go back and look at his stats. Is our former player Juju. He had 75 catches.
Y'all don't call him by his full name. I don't think he deserves the nickname Juju. What is his name? Like John Jacob Shushu Smith?
I honestly don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's John Jacob Schuster.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Whenever we go out, the people always
His name was my name too.
Juju don't play in Pittsburgh no more is what I call him.
I'm
So,
kind of surprised Tim actually knows that.
I mean, you can't get mad at Juju for leaving Pittsburgh.
Music is very
No, but I mean,
diverse.
look at how much-
And
look
his
at how
name
much
is
bullshit-
John Sherman Smith Schuster.
John Sherman.
Okay.
John Sherman.
Sherman.
But I mean, look at how much bullshit he caused for Pittsburgh that last year he was there. So it's like when they announced that he was traded to KC, I'm like,
He didn't get traded to
Bye.
KC. He,
Well, when he
he
left.
signed as a
Free
free agent.
agent.
okay, whatever. I mean, he's not in Pittsburgh anymore, and that makes me happy.
It doesn't make me happy that he's not there because he publicly went on national television and blasted our team because they
And they deserve it. Look at this ain't Renegades. I don't want to get into this shit, but I mean, this team is still a big fucking dumpster fire.
They're just the middle of the pack. That's it. It's
Tim.
just the middle of the pack. And
Tim, who did you have making to the Super Bowl? Who'd you have?
I thought it was gonna be a Purdy game. I really thought it was gonna be a Purdy game.
Yeah.
yeah, and then he popped his elbow.
I
I hope he recovers from that and can get back as soon as he possibly can. Because you never want to see a guy go down, especially having the season that he had. You don't want to see things that you just hate to see.
I thought it was going to be the Bengals and the 49ers.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was going to be the Bengals. I just couldn't remember who you had for the NFC.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the 49ers because they were hot, especially after
You
they
weren't
got,
far off.
I was far off. Very far off.
I thought it was either going to be KC or Cincy for the AFC, and I think I said Tampa Bay for the NFC, didn't I?
I think I had for the NFC. I think I had either Dallas or Minnesota.
I mean,
You were far off.
It was kind of hard to go against Tom Terrific though. So I mean that I think that was.
Well, you get in the fucking playoffs of what 8-9-1? Ain't that what they got in the playoffs? At? No, 9 or yeah, 8, 9,
8,
and
9 and 1.
8, 9 and 1 in the playoffs, and I mean,
but I mean, who
Then they got their
knew
ass
that?
beat.
Who knew that Tampa Bay was going to be that bad at the beginning of the
I
season?
mean, listen,
The NFC South as a whole sucks.
I found my beginning of the year Super Bowl picks. I had Buffalo and the Rams. I thought the Rams were going to go back. I thought it's like, all right, they brought the whole team back. They're going to run it back, and they're going to get back. And
actually, maybe that's who I thought it was. Maybe
Stafford went down. Donald went, and they just imploded.
I didn't have an early pick.
I think I said it was the Bills and Cincinnati actually, because the Buffalo looked unstoppable this year.
Josh Allen, the first half of the season, looked like the runaway MVP. Buffalo looked like the team.
Buffalo's
they
missing
looked
something.
like they were going to be their year.
They're missing something to get them over the hump.
Yep. And that's how
Toughness.
Sean McVay messed with his
It's-
running back too much. Well, Cam, the running back. That's
Singletary,
no. The running back, Cam.
Akers.
Yeah, Akers. Sean McVay screwed him over at the beginning of the season because he wouldn't play him.
Do you think if DeMar Hamlin hadn't died on the field and then came back to life, that they would have beat Cincinnati?
No, I don't think so. I think the way that game was going, I think that game would have went how the playoff game went. Buffalo lacks the toughness.
I mean that's what I'm saying. In the playoff game, like the fact that they were playing for Hamlin and had all that off the field BS going on during the game.
I think Cincinnati would have won, and I think
Pull your phone, Dave.
I think Cincinnati was going to win the game on. I think that Cincinnati was going to win that game on Monday night, and that game would have ended up being played in Cincinnati. And I think Cincinnati was going to beat them anyway. They lacked the toughness, and without Von Miller, that defense they didn't look like the same defense.
They lost key components too on the offense with Stafford and
the Rams. Yeah, the Rams.
The Rams. And they
Injuries.
lost Odell Beckham because Odell Beckham was a very key factor for them the second half of the season last year when he went there.
He wasn't going to go back there. I don't think so. I don't think he was going to resign there.
Adam just said that too. Injuries killed the Rams.
Yeah.
Injuries blew them all the way up.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
when you have the best defensive player in the world not being able to play, that changes a lot.
I mean, shit, they went through what, 4 quarterbacks themselves this year, right?
Baker Mayfield wasn't there long enough to take a shit, and he ended up starting the game.
He started on what, 4 days rest? Or
Yeah,
no, 3 days rest.
And had a career
Two.
game.
He signed on Tuesday and
played on
lined
Thursday.
up on Thursday.
Yeah, he had career game. I guess it all depends for the Rams. Does Stafford come back and is he healthy?
That's been the whole thing with his career. Matt Stafford has
The
all
neck
the
or
ability in the world.
neck or back issues.
He has one of the best arms that I've ever seen from a quarterback.
He throws a pretty
he can
football.
spin it.
Him and
He
Josh
just
Allen throw
don't
pretty
stay
footballs.
healthy. If he's healthy, they have a shot. I mean, Cooper Kupp, all-world wide receiver. We'll see. McVay being the offense, he's an offensive genius. I mean, I would say he's an offensive genius.
Yep.
But we just have to see what they can do because their salary cap is so out of whack. They don't have any draft picks, so they just have. It's going to take a superhuman effort from Sean McVay next year.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about the storyline that Philadelphia doesn't deserve to be here because they had the easiest road to the playoffs ever?
Yeah, only you beat who's in front of you.
Yeah, you play a schedule you're given.
You can't blame the schedule makers for this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate when people. Is my mic off?
It's not off. It's just making a weird
Yeah,
noise.
it's just a little.
It's whining.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody's farting.
My bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that and
People
I
use that as an excuse.
haven't heard that, but whatever. I mean, they got there.
There's a
beat
lot
who
of
they
talking
beat.
heads this week, especially from Cleveland, that are just like, "Oh, Philly's going to lose."
Y'all
because
listen to those?
No, But
had to watch my mouth.
Lot-
Because
why do you think I call them talking heads?
A lot of the teams fans would feel that way if you think that a certain team makes it,
this you gotta think about
and
it.
they shouldn't. You're just handed a
the,
schedule. You just play the schedule that you're handed.
They made the playoffs last year, right?
Who, the
The
Eagles?
Eagles, they made the playoffs last year, right? Didn't they make the playoffs last year?
No.
Angel would be the person.
I thought they made the playoffs last year. But then you got to look at the NFC East this year. You had the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Eagles. They all three made the playoffs. Washington was in contention up until the last month of the season. They were playing in one of the toughest divisions
Right. They did make the
out
playoffs,
here.
but
So
they lost to Tampa Bay.
they can like all of that. Just
Yes.
and
they lost to
as
Tampa
you
Bay.
and I'm gonna follow you as the talking heads. I don't know why the fuck anybody would listen to those guys, but whatever. They wouldn't say that if the Browns, with their fourth place schedule, and they're going to have a fourth place schedule next year, go 13-4 and make the playoffs. They won't say shit.
There's also a lot of talk from national media, though, saying that if you look at the schedule, this was the easiest road to the playoffs.
And that's
any
what-
team
Oh,
has
well, talk to
That's-
the schedule makers. There's
Yeah.
a whole very intricate
way of doing
method of making a schedule. I watched the shit because it's
The,
like,
the-
this is
the
how they do
problem
it.
is us as fans who complain about the schedule makers and the games that you play throughout the season. It all depends on the schedule makers. Like Don P says, it's hard to go into who you're going to play. I mean, obviously you have to play your teams
In the division.
You play
twice-
who's in
you're-
front of you.
in your division. You have to play your division 2 times a year.
And then you play whatever team from the other division that you had the same
Record as you,
not record, but position in the.
position as
Yeah.
you. So
and it's rotated.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
rotated.
can, miss me with that shit.
Well, and I said the same thing. I mean, because it didn't matter who the Eagles played this year; they were dominant.
They beat the shit out of
NFC.
everybody.
Yeah, they ran away with the entire NFC.
They showed that it didn't matter who was at quarterback for that team,
Correct.
that they dominated the games. They had Gardner Minshew, the Mississippi mustache, and Jalen Hurts. And I mean, Jalen Hurts, he talked about it. I was checking out a podcast where they brought up the instance where he got pulled in the Alabama game with Tua. You guys remember that?
I remember
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
So he got pulled for Tua.
And that's why he transferred to
Exactly.
Oklahoma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he said it took him back to that moment when Gardner was out there playing, and he was like, man, I hope I can come back from this injury because Gardner's playing really good and I've been in this scenario before and I don't want this to happen. Well, there, and you could see it, that he's the franchise quarterback. He's a
Of
way
course.
better athlete than Gardner. Is Gardner a decent backup? Absolutely.
Yeah, but
Well,
isn't it interesting though that at the beginning of the season, that Philly fans were wondering if Jalen Hurts was actually
yeah.
If
the
he
franchise
was-
quarterback?
he
Now
was-
he's in the MVP consideration.
He was second.
He
runner up.
he
MVP
wasn't.
runner up.
Okay, all right.
And Angel was actually saying that on Renegades too. He's just like Jalen Hurts is going to be garbage. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
I
everybody
did
can't-
say that. I was on with y'all guys. I remember that.
Everybody kept saying, "Is Jalen Hurts the franchise quarterback?" Well, look, the numbers he put up this year, and you said he came in second for the MVP.
He's MVP runner
Right.
up.
Okay, well,
And Justin,
There you
that's
go.
exactly the point that I was trying to bring up. He's like, East almost had 4 playoff
Oh,
teams.
that's what, and I said they had.
yeah, that's what Don said.
So all
Washington
of
was in
that,
contention.
like this, it's this. Man, miss me with that. They were looking for shit to talk about, and they just found out.
They were trying to do anything they could to make Patrick Mahomes sound like he's fucking Superman.
I mean, he is.
Okay.
I was about to say,
Has he
show me
done-
he's
I
not.
mean,
Yeah, right.
he
No
is.
shit, no shit.
Has he done anything to anybody in this room not to show that he hasn't been Superman?
No,
I mean, his playoff record is about as bad as the Steelers, though.
No, it's not.
His
The
Super Bowl
Steelers,
record.
as in a whole,
5 straight.
Yeah, how long has he been in the
championship
league?
games?
He's been in the league, what, 5 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Six,
5 out of
five
6
as the
years in
starters.
your career, you've been to the AFC Championship game? No.
2 Super Bowl
Yeah.
trips.
This would be
2
his third Super Bowl
MVPs.
trip because he lost one.
in the
3
games
Super
that
Bowl
he
trips.
lost. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the games that he lost, they were in overtime
Yeah.
And he was playing phenomenal.
and was balling.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Tony Romo was calling out all the damn plays. Oh, they're lined up in this. He's going to send a man in motion, and Travis Kelce's going to run open in the middle of the field. And what the fuck happened? Exactly what Tony said.
Who's on the call for the Super Bowl today?
Greg Olson and Kenneth Burkhardt.
God, I want to watch it on mute so bad.
I so hate those.
Who is calling it on Westwood 1? That's what I want to know.
Iron Eagle?
I would rather listen to Iron Eagle.
Scott Graham and Ian Eagle, yeah.
I would rather listen to them because Fox's football coverage this year has been horrendous. They missed Joe Buck and Troy Aikman so bad, and I almost feel like they had no idea that Troy and Joe were gonna leave, and they just panicked. Hello, you have Gus Johnson over there. Pull him from college and bring him back to the pros because when he was at CBS, Gus Johnson was one of the best in the business.
You know who else they should have put on that, man? I would have teamed up Gus Johnson and Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk Herbstreit is really good.
Yeah, but Kirk Herbstreit isn't a Fox.
He's with Amazon
analyst.
I mean, you
ESPN
get money
Amazon.
talks after you lose. I'm saying at the beginning of the season they should have got him instead of when they lost Buck and them.
You have Gus Johnson already under contract and working for you. Gus Johnson
he's
is one of the best in the business. He's always been one of the best in the business. He can make
Wait, what was Justin's comment? You took it away way too quick.
No, Greg Olson is turning into the best in the business.
Yeah, Greg Olson as a color commentator, he's great, but the guy that he has,
Kevin Burkhardt,
is horrible.
You know
it's hard to listen to.
You notice how they always use their initials too. They say KB, EA for Aaron Andrews, and GO for Greg Olson.
But they could have called Gus Johnson. Like,
sure.
Gus, you want to be the number one? And he should be.
Sure.
At this point, I'd probably rather listen to fucking what's his name.
I listen to Merrill Reese call this shit. Honestly,
who?
I do like Merrill Reese. Philly.
Oh, okay.
The guy that calls the games for Philly.
I
like Merrill Reese though.
I thought you said Meryl Streep.
The star of the show asked a question. He said, "Could Mahomes be the next Brady?"
I mean, that's the storyline that they're giving on the radio.
As far as winning, yes, he could be.
If he wins this one, that'll put him 2, so that'll put him 5 away from him, correct? Because he's got 7, right?
I don't think anybody's gonna get that 7.
No.
Somebody
Mahomes
will get 5. Somebody will get 5.
Mahomes can get there.
Mahomes can get 5.
If Mahomes stays in this type of offensive scheme, I think he'll get there. But it all depends on what happens after Andy Reid leaves.
And you would, and that's a good point that you brought up, Chipper, about the Andy Reid scenario. Because if you're Eric Bieniemy and people are saying, why hasn't he got a job yet? He probably knows that when Andy Reid retires, that job's his. So why would he want to leave there?
I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's Eric Bieniemy's job when Andy leaves.
Why do you say that?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? I mean, what gives you the reason?
Hey, he didn't get interviewed for one head coaching position this year.
Why is that though? Why hasn't he?
Because he probably told him,
when everybody was saying Josh McDaniels is going to be the guy to replace Belichick, and I do still feel that way because why does he keep going back? When he leaves the Raiders, where do you think he's going to go? He's going to go right back.
I'm going to tell you who's probably going to replace Brady or Belichick. Brady.
Tom Brady has never stepped his foot on the sideline to be a head coach.
Like that
10-year, $375 million with Fox.
If you want to go coach, everybody's got that itch.
I don't think Brady's going to coach.
Everybody's got that itch.
I don't think not Brady.
He's
never. If it'll be Josh McDaniels or it'll be Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel would be a good fit there.
But I think Eric Bieniemy has told teams already, since he already went through the process twice already about the head coaching position. He's already told teams, I've been told that once Andy retires, I'm the next head coach, which is why he didn't get.
And if you're not Kansas City and you don't give him that job, there's something wrong with you.
Totally agree.
There's something wrong with you.
I just don't feel like
top of the hour coming up here in about 3 minutes. Are we taking a break?
We could take a break if you guys want to take a break. We'll come back and talk.
Yeah, we can take a break and we can get into the game.
I got a tinkle. So.
All right, so we'll take a break right now. We'll be back. We'll talk about some of our sponsors when we come back, guys. Make sure the phone lines are open. You guys can call in and interact on the show. We'll come back and we'll talk about our greatest Super Bowl moments and what Super Bowl sticks out the most in memory with us and our predictions for the game. We'll be right back.
What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here. Crazy Mind. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that sometimes after my trash has been picked up, man, does my garbage can smell like, well, trash. Well, if you have the same problem I'm having, you can reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC. They offer trash can cleaning and pressure washing. Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning is locally owned, eco-friendly trash can cleaning service in Northwest Ohio, serving North Ridgeville and the surrounding areas. You can reach Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC at 440-752-1533 or at their website, ftbcusa.com, or you can email Brandon at ftbcusa.com, or you can check them out on Facebook, FTBCUSA. And of course, if you mention Redline Radio while you book a service, you receive 10% off the first service. That's an awesome deal. And don't forget to reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning Service LLC today.
Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, you know I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
I think I like
Is this
this.
thing on?
I think I like this music better than the last one.
What about you, Chip?
I think it's outstanding. It's outstanding.
It has that feel like the
bathroom break. All right, so me and Chipper were going to the Cavs game. What was it? Wednesday? We went to the Cavs game Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I asked Chipper on the.
Hey, we got another Steelers fan in the house.
I asked Chipper on the way to the game. I said, "Hey, if you had to pick the Super Bowl halftime show, who would it be?" So we'll go around the room real quick and we'll talk about that. Tim, who would you pick for Super Bowl halftime show?
Who would I pick for?
Yes.
Janet Jackson. Wrong button, but still. Janet Jackson, anytime.
Don P.
You just want to see that city again.
Yes, I do. Justin Timberlake, though, too. Yes.
I would do
Put Melon.
I would make if Super Bowl is gonna be big, I would make it just like I'm doing Beyonce because I'm a part of the Beehive. And I love Beyonce.
Chipper?
I don't know. I came up with a couple different acts. I'd say I do 2 acts. I do
YouTube. I like YouTube, by the way.
Garth Brooks and Luke Combs.
That would be a hell of a.
I
That's a
told
hell
him
of a
that.
mashup.
I told him that.
That's a dope
I
combination.
do Luke Combs and Garth Brooks, or I do like
Don P, are you a Garth Brooks fan?
I like Garth Brooks.
or do
Listen,
like
let me tell
Metallica
y'all
and
something. I'm
Shinedown.
hip hop through and through, but I'm a music head all around. I got the best playlist in the world. I promise you that.
Well, you have
My
to say,
playlist, I will slap anybody around on the playlist. I'm the playlist god. Anybody want to smoke? I got it.
not only is he the pod god, he's the playlist
I'm the
god.
playlist god. Come see me.
All right, Lee, who would you book?
Man, you see, this is so tough. I mean, especially with Apple running it now. I mean, when it was Pepsi, we did get a little bit more of like, we'll go this way one year, we'll go this way the next year. But now that Apple's running it, it's going to be so hard to see which way they're going to run. But for me, I would like to see Rock come back to the Super Bowl.
Okay, like who?
I say give Metallica a chance.
Okay.
I mean, they're rock and roll Hall of Famers.
That Super Bowl halftime show would be 3 hours long.
I do think they should.
I promise you. I
Or they
promise
should.
you, if Metallica was to ever do a halftime show, that halftime show would be longer than the game itself.
But I'm
Just
okay with
because,
that. I mean,
just
Metallica's got
because
35 years of music. Oh, no, 40
yeah,
years of music.
but and that's good. But you know how their concerts are. Like
Yes, I do.
you know good and damn well. You know good and damn well. The minute James starts doing a guitar solo, that shit's gonna run for 40 minutes.
It would be
Every
Kirk.
song.
Yes.
So who
Well,
do you think?
I know James did a couple of solos too in some of those songs.
Kirk is the main solo guy though. But yeah, no. If not Metallica, I would have to go with Chipper and say Garth Brooks because Garth Brooks is a hell of an entertainer.
Yeah, Garth is a pretty good entertainer. I mean, my pick would be the Rolling Stones. I like the Rolling Stones.
Why?
I just like them at halftime. Big events.
I think it should be honestly with the Super Bowl. I think it should be someone current,
and
it should be someone like whoever's current.
If you're picking
Well, that's why I went with Garth Brooks
because
and
it's a lot of
legacy.
They went with the whole legacy thing, a decade ago. But now it's like just bring in the current people. I'm good with Bruno Mars rocking. I'm good with.
Are you a Bruno Mars fan?
I loved last year's halftime.
Bruno makes good music, man. Don't sleep on Bruno.
I'll be happy with Silk Sonic.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm up and I'm putting on the suit for halftime and I'm rocking with Silk Sonic.
Mel, who you got?
I didn't get to say my second one, but it's all right.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
I put Five Finger Death Punch on there.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you a Five Finger Death Punch fan?
I don't know who the hell that is.
Five Finger Death Punch is a rock band. But the reason I said is because they give me the worst football memory ever. As far as like because when I was playing, I'm gonna tell you, when I was playing for this team called the Vikings, and the last two playoff trips that we made, we had to play a team called the Lima Warriors. Now, for those that don't know, the Lima Warriors were the shit in like top tier semi-pro football. So you would literally had to be like the best team you could be to actually go into Lima and beat them. So every time we went twice to the playoffs. Once first round, it was a first round exit. The second round, we saw them in the conference championship. And every time we were out there, they fucking had Five Finger Death Punch's Bad Company on repeat.
Oh, yeah, that
And
song was so overplayed.
And because that song was such their theme song, we lost both games in blowout fashion. So
So you hate that song? You hate
Middle
Five
fingers
Fingers
to that song.
Yes. Every time I hear that song on 100.7, I fucking change the station. But to answer your question, Lee, if I had to, just for my own sick personal entertainment, just because I knew they had beef, I'd book Michael and I'd book Prince.
Oh my
just to
God.
see who just to see who upstage one
God.
another.
So y'all do know that the song "Bad" was originally supposed to be Mike and Prince.
Beef, yeah, it was supposed to be with Prince. It was supposed to be Prince and Michael doing
the
that.
deal breaker
Yes.
was the line, "Your butt is mine."
Your butt is mine.
I said, you're not saying that to me, and I'm not saying that to you.
Saying it to
So
you.
like, you know what? We're just not gonna do the
Shut
song.
up. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Prince even says it in the interview. Prince says it in the interview. So just because, like I said, just because I know they got beef, I would want to see if the fight would break out or if it would just be a dance off.
Who would win
And
the
I'd
fight?
book Prince and Michael. I think Prince
At
would.
least a foot over him.
What does that mean?
I'm just asking a question. If they had to fight,
No.
you would win.
I said
Hey,
Prince.
why you trying to pit two black men against each other? What are we doing? Why
I'm
we
not.
doing-
I'm just
Technically-
asking a question. If
Why
they-
we gotta
Wait.
go violent?
Technically, they light skinned because Mike had Villalago and Prince was just light.
Watch your mouth, Mel.
Well, Mel is one of the hosts of 4th and 15 right here on Redline Radio. They're going to be returning hopefully next week, as long as Mel doesn't break another date with me.
Man, I didn't break the date the first time, man. Shit happens. God damn.
I took that personally.
Shit.
But Mel is joining us on the Graber Machine and Tool hotline. If you guys want to join the show, 216-259-2062. Hopefully, Timbuktu would be nice enough to put the phone number on the screen for everybody.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you went into that because we got a couple sponsors real quick. We'd like to thank one of our biggest sponsors, Detroit Auto Parts. We are at the OG Studio.
OG Studio.
That's right. Studio number 1. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Redline Radio. They got two convenient locations at 494.
Studio 2 is still better.
It is pretty nice over there, Growing Wings Adult Services Studio. But we're talking about Studio 1 right now, Rome.
Hey, I'm Studio 2, baby.
That's right. I'm Studio 2, Studio 1, whatever. But 480 East 200 Street is your second studio, or 480 East 200 Street. That's the second studio, second location. Make sure you stop by Detroit Auto Parts today. And Chipper, I know next week we are 7 days away now from the Daytona 500. Where would you get your diecast if you need them?
You get them from Pit Road Diecast. Compliments of Bill Rabbits and Sean. If you go there, you get mentioned Redline Radio. You get $10 off your in-store purchase.
All right, Tim, real quick, who sponsors the hotline over at Studio number 2?
That is Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning, LLC. So if you need any type of bins cleaned from your trash that you have disposed all week, you can call them at whatever number is on that paper.
Look at y'all with the continuity. Like, he's throwing y'all over here throwing the shit. Like, I don't know. My show is solo, and it's just me and Tim. And, like, y'all just got the continuity.
The first sponsor that comes to your head, who is it?
Detroit Auto Parts. Because it's the first one on the paper.
All right, but you can reach Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning Service at 440-752-1533, or you can check out their website, ftbcusa.com. And if you mention Redline Radio while you book your service, you receive 10% off. But we had probably one of the best remotes we've had in a long time at this location. Glenn and the team over at Dynatech treated Redline Radio very, very well.
Way better than well. It was phenomenal.
Why was it phenomenal, Tim?
All the ribs.
Barbecue because there was food.
All the ribs.
That barbecue was banging, though, man. Tim got to take it all home with him, too, so I know he was happy about that.
I was.
Of course he did.
But as testified by many satisfied customers, our diamond saw blades are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Customer satisfaction is how we measure success at Dynatech, and our engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot and solve a problem on your job site. Dynatech is the only saw blade company recommended by the pavement marking manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade around the world. You can call them at 1-800-446-9001, or you can send them an email, tech device thingy-mabobby at sales@dynatech.com. Now, Chipper, after you grind up all that concrete with your saw blades from Dynatech, who are you going to call to lay all your new concrete?
It's a great question, Lee. If I had the answer for that, I'm more happy to give you the answer.
Well, Chipper, I believe you would call ACS.
Concrete Services.
They're the new ones, so I didn't know that one.
All right,
one of the new ones.
All right, so Chipper, I got another question for you.
Listen to that shot with the 3-man weave over here, though.
Hey, I got to know. Actually, it's about to be a 4-man parlay. It's about to be a 4-man parlay.
We're doing a parlay.
That's what we're doing.
Is it a round robin parlay?
Yes, it is. It's a round robin. So we're going to take it around and then make it a parlay. So if we need to get Tim a 7X shirt, or if you guys need to order a shirt through Dave and wait 7 weeks to get it, where would we go, Chipper?
That would be incredible keepsakes.
But not the incredible keepsakes don't take 7 weeks to get to the shirt.
No, it's just Dave's delivery service.
Yes, exactly. Dave's delivery service will take you 7 weeks to get the shirt. So make sure you guys check out Mike and Diana.
Hey, we're starting a new season of Steel City Renegades. I'm going to get us all some Steel City Renegade shirts. Week 17, we get the fucking shirt.
Hey, that's all right. At least we go up on time every week, and we're not running late.
Hey, y'all need a room?
No, we banter like that. That's how we get along. Me and Tim have a different relationship than me and Lee. But yeah, so incredible keepsakes. And our last one real quick. Tim, I'm going to ask you this. ECO Mechanical.
ECO Mechanical?
Yeah. It's one of our sponsors that are on there.
And they are a mechanical company.
Environmental ovens and chambers they take care of. So make sure you check them out. ECO Mechanical, look them up on Facebook. All right, now let's get into this game real quick. Rome, since you haven't been here for the first half or first hour of the show, we're going to talk about our greatest Super Bowl moments. And we'll start off with you real quick. Super Bowl moment number one. What do you got? You better not
Greatest
even
Super
take mine. You better not even take mine.
Greatest Super Bowl moment is when I watched Tom Brady lose to the Super Bowl for the first time to the fucking Giants
That's
and
funny.
sorry ass Eli Manning.
Sorry ass Eli man.
I was
Dude,
gonna say
I
might have been
was
Troy.
no, like seriously, I was so sick of the Patriots by the end. Because
That's
remember,
the David Tyree catch, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
remember they had beat a lot of teams I don't think they should have beat. Like they beat the Rams and the Rams were the greatest show on turf. I was pissed about that. And then they beat the Eagles the first time they met in the Super Bowl.
Donovan McNabb was sick or whatever T.O. said.
Oh, don't get T.O.
But
started on that.
hey, no, man, because
I'm
T.O.
only
come
getting
find you.
started on that. I love to hear T.O. talk about Donovan McNabb.
But
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not for black men beefing, but I'm near for that one.
just to watch Tom Brady's face lose to a subpar quarterback, it was like hilarious. Like I laughed about that for like 3 weeks.
Rome, let me ask you this question. We talked about worst quarterback in the Super Bowl. Who's the worst quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl?
The worst to win a Super Bowl, I'd have to say Dilfer.
It's only one answer to that question. It's Trent Dilfer.
No, because
I
a lot of people say it's Eli Manning.
It's not.
A lot of people would say that.
Hey, hold up. If we're being
Eli Manning is
logically
going
here,
to the Hall of Fame.
He is.
Trent Dilfer is just gonna go to ESPN.
look, and Don is right. Don is right. Don is right. And if you look at this statistically, Eli shits on Dilfer in every statistical category.
That's
Now,
so true.
the thing that bails Dilfer out was that he was a Raven, and he
Right.
was part of the best defense in our era.
Right.
That was just scary. You had Ray Lewis, Rod Woodson, Michael Barrow. You know, you had all those guys backing him up. So even if he fucked up, Ray Lewis or somebody was going to cause a turnover and get the ball right back. And then you had Jamal Lewis. So yeah, it's Dilfer. I'm sorry, but it's Dilfer.
Let me ask you this question.
It's so true. It's one answer to that question.
I mean,
It's only one answer.
Yeah, I agree with you. Don P, let me ask you this, and I want you to answer this wholeheartedly. Is the Bears defense better? The 85 Bears defense better? Okay.
No.
No. Chipper, what do you
seen
think?
it with my own two eyes, and I say it begrudgingly because that Ravens team still had some remnants of the old Browns. Rob Burnett was there, Matt Stover was there. Still remnants of the old Browns from there. But that defense
wasn't Eric Turner on that team too?
No, I think ET.
No, he left. He had retired.
He was either with the Raiders or he had passed away around that time. It was one of the two.
I think he had retired, but he was no longer a Raven either way.
He was gone from there.
He was highly against the move. So
yeah.
Adam says
own Kim Herring was on that Ravens team also.
Adam says that Dilfer is now a college coach and school escapes me.
That's true. He's
in a moment.
Yeah, he is.
He's still the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl, so it doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah, I was just going to mention that Dilfer isn't with ESPN anymore. He's a head coach
he's gonna go somewhere.
He's
not going to the Hall of Fame unless he's buying a ticket.
Who said that he was going to the Hall of Fame?
No, I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying whoever said that Trent Dilfer is going to the Hall of Fame there's something wrong with him. All right, so Super Bowl moments.
If he gets in the Hall of Fame, it's because he's got a Super Bowl ring. That's it. That's the only reason.
His jersey ago.
If he gets if he gets in, there's something wrong with the voting process. Period.
There's been something wrong with the voting process.
He's never getting in there. But like Don P says, his jersey or something from
it'll be some memorabilia, but he won't get a bust.
If Trent Dilfer gets in before Clay Matthews, there's something.
Wow.
I think Clay's time is almost up, to be honest, and that's a shame.
It is a shame. He should be in.
Committee, he should be in.
He should be in.
He should have been in long time ago. Like his stats are comparable to Ray's.
Yep.
Don P, your greatest Super Bowl moment.
Doug Williams.
Oh yeah, we already
first black quarterback, 35 points in the second quarter, Super Bowl MVP. It's just one of those moments.
All right, so we already answered that here. Greatest
Black History Month.
Greatest
Black History Month, all that.
and kudos to the two quarterbacks in the Super Bowl right now.
Yes, 2 black quarterbacks, first time ever. I was getting to that.
For me, I think my favorite Super Bowl moment was watching the Steelers win this Super Bowl for my first time in my life.
I was gonna say which one. They got 2 of them.
The first time they won it in my lifetime.
Seattle
when they beat Seattle. Yeah.
When the refs helped.
Referees always helping every
The
game.
refs did not help, man. You guys
did.
fucking you had Ben against Hasselbeck. You really trust Hasselbeck to win a fucking game for you?
No. And at that time, did y'all trust Ben? Because that was a bad bowl for him.
He didn't.
I trusted.
That was his worst. That was his worst.
I trusted
Super Bowl performance.
it was, but I trust Ben to help me get in a position to win more than I trust Hasselbeck. Do y'all not remember the last time Hasselbeck opened his mouth?
We want
He
the ball
fucking
and we're
lost the
gonna
game.
score.
Yes, he fucking lost the game.
That was
After that, I would never trust you again. You said that shit, and your mic and the referee's mic was hot.
Yeah, Al Harris was like, "Excuse me, I'll take that, and y'all can go home."
Well, my greatest moments is from Super Bowl 43, and there's both plays are in that Super Bowl. The James Harrison,
That was a phenomenal.
the James
play.
Harrison play right at the end of the half, and then the Santonio Holmes catch. Plain and simple.
That catch, and again, I grit my teeth. I grit my teeth when I say this because 1, he's a Steeler, 2, he's a Buckeye, so I'm gritting my teeth when I say that. But that
You'll be all right.
hell of a catch. That was a hell of a catch. Like,
Oh, that was a beautiful catch. You can't write that any better.
that catch. The toes.
How about the throw too?
He
What
couldn't
about
have
the
thrown
throw,
it. He
too?
couldn't have thrown it any better, and he couldn't have caught it any
It was
better.
the perfect throw. It was either he was going to catch it or we're going to have another play after this.
Yep.
And the best thing about that was the perfect play.
Yeah.
They tried that same play before on the other side of the end zone, is what Ben said.
Yeah, they did. The play before. Yep.
That was one of the most exciting Super Bowls I've ever seen.
I think that's the greatest Super Bowl of all time. Not to be
JG
biased.
is still on the fact that Foles is the worst quarterback.
I mean, he says he has half as many career wins and
Yeah, but
less
let's-
total touchdowns.
Yeah,
than
but let's keep in mind, Foles came in as the backup, right?
Yeah, he did. He
Wentz
did.
was on his way to win an MVP that year, and then he broke
And
his
then,
leg.
then he got hurt. So, I don't
So
know.
if it was anybody who was the worst, it was Carson Wentz. or as Ronnie calls him, paper mache.
He does have the worst luck. Everywhere he go, he gets hurt. He went to Indy, got hurt. Went to Washington, got hurt. It's just
Bro, just go sit down.
poor guy. Right? Like, just go home.
Go sit down.
Just go home.
Matter of fact, go replace Tony Romo in the broadcast booth.
Nah.
Nah, I'm starting to dig Romo.
So,
I've always been a fan of Romo.
one of my most exciting plays in Super Bowl history is the Desmond Howard 99-yard kickoff return.
Cleveland's on.
Oh, that was nice. That was
Desmond
nice.
Howard, I mean, I wasn't a Michigan fan, but one of the coolest things as a kid, and I'll admit this, is him scoring against Ohio State and doing the Heisman pose in the end zone.
Man,
That
fuck
was
that.
pretty cool.
It
Fuck
was
him.
Cleveland shit.
Fuck him.
Listen, I
Listen, I don't have a horse in the Michigan Ohio State race, so I don't give a shit who wins it either year. I'm a
But that
clown
was
either
pretty
team,
cool.
whenever it
that was
happens.
pretty cool as a kid because everybody, like in that era, when you scored a touchdown, whether high school football, pee-wee, or in the backyard, everybody was doing the Desmond
Yeah,
Howard.
I give you that because I did. I damn sure did do that a couple times.
Shit right there.
I mean,
You know what's funny? You know what's funny that you bring that up real quick. A lot of people don't know this, but the punt return that he did against Ohio State and Charles Woodson's punt return are very identical.
Similar.
Literally.
Damn near the same path.
Literally 6 years apart on the same sideline, on the same side of the field. How fucking bad of luck do you have to have if you're Ohio State to have that happen?
That was John Cooper's luck.
Man, fuck John Cooper.
Right?
Fucking John Cooper. How the fuck do you have the fucking greatest Ohio State running back? You got the greatest Ohio State receivers, and you ain't win not damn fucking national championship.
coaching.
Couldn't
No,
beat
it was
Michigan
just
one
that game.
time.
It was that game. It was just that game.
It was just that game. They had 10 of them.
And then the one year where he actually did beat Michigan, Nick Saban cost him the championship. It was just something about him and those teams in that state up there.
Man, Fuck John Cooper. Fuck him, man. Because you know why I'm so mad about that? I'm sorry, but you know why I'm so mad about
Tell him why you
that?
mad, son. Tell him why you mad.
We do know
Because we had Stanley Jackson on our show one time, and I immediately could only think about John fucking Cooper fucking up the Rose Bowl because he should have started, fucking up the Michigan game because Stanley should have started, and then just fucking up the whole continuity of them fucking Buckeye teams that should have had 3 national championships at the most.
Over
John
Joe
Cooper.
Germain.
Yes, I'm sticking with that.
How dare you talk about a Super Bowl champion and Joe Germain that way?
It's true. Joe Germain did win.
Who gives a
Did he?
about
Yes.
Joe Germain?
The Rams?
Yes, he was on the Rams
With the
roster.
Rams.
Was he?
Yes.
Shout out to Joe Germain.
The
Man,
last
fuck Joe Germain.
quarterback to win it.
I'm not gonna say fuck Joe Germain, but fuck John Cooper because John Cooper made dumb decisions at the wrong time. You make dumb decisions against Illinois where you know you could bounce back because the team sucks. Not against fucking Michigan and not against fucking Michigan State.
All right, so let's get into the game real quick. Who do you got, Rome, winning this game and why? Philly versus Kansas City. Who you got?
Honestly, if this game is within 3 points, I'm giving it to Kansas City. If this game is out of reach of 3 points, I'm giving it to the Eagles. The Eagles have the better defense. The Eagles have arguably the most mobile quarterback between the two right now. The only X factor is Patrick Mahomes.
That man.
If you give him too much time, which you've seen what happens, he's going to come back. He's either going to kick a field goal or he's going to throw a touchdown. Them are the only 2 options he got. So if they're within 3 points, I'm giving it to Patrick Mahomes. If it's out of reach of 3 points, it's going with the Eagles. And if you're a Chiefs fan, you better fucking hope they give him the greatest painkiller shot they can give because he's going to be running for his life. You see what they did to Purdy, and you see what they did to every other quarterback they played against.
Yep.
So you better hope they.
No.
Purdy ain't Patrick Mahomes, but goddamn it, he's very vulnerable right now. He's very vulnerable.
Purdy ain't Patrick Mahomes, and
Yeah, but here's the thing: Purdy couldn't run either, and you see what happened to him. And Purdy didn't even hurt his knee. Purdy hurt a fucking elbow.
We found this out before the show. Have you heard who signed a 2-week contract with the Eagles to help them out with their defense?
Who was it?
Vic Fangio, the former head coach for the Broncos, signed a 2-week contract and was in Arizona all week helping them with the defense.
Well, guess what? That makes it even better. Than I'm going with the fucking Eagles because Patrick Mahomes is going to get broken up. They finna NFL blitz his ass.
Chipper, who you got?
I finally made my decision yesterday. I got the Eagles.
So you're trying to get,
because the defense is just so damn good.
That's not why. He wants to get back on Angels Christmas card.
Their defense is just so good, and I think it's going to be a ball control game. They can run the ball with the best of them. So I think it's going to be a ball control game. And
it's unfortunate that running back ain't going to be there after this year.
Tim, who you got? He's got the Chiefs.
Oh, he's going with the tomahawk. Okay.
All right, Lee Money.
Are you serious?
What up for what?
I was about to talk, but he went, so I just let it go. Why you on my case? Leave me alone. Be a part of the show.
Why you on my case?
Tim said he's producing. Leave him alone.
No, I saw him turn up the mic and then he just starts going like this, and I'm just like, why turn the mic?
Who's producing?
Not me, thank God. No,
Yes, thank God. All of us.
Wow.
Hey, you leave our producer alone, man.
Hey, do y'all need a room? Y'all need a room?
Don P, you asshole, you brought the beers in here. Now you got them right.
Hey, man, Mick also don't do that. I can see if it was an IPA I brought in here, but this just little small ass little, you know.
no.
What you bring in there? Slish malt liquor? You can't run no successful business without no slish malt liquor.
Hey, man, he brought some Natty Light in here.
Shit.
A Colt.
I didn't drink that when I was college age.
Fucking piss water, man.
Anyway, but I said this ever since they dominated the NFC that the Eagles had this if they made it to the Super Bowl. They're here, and I even said that the only team in the NFC that would probably beat them would have been Cincinnati. Now that it's Kansas City in there, and with Mahomes, broke leg and all, it's going to be Eagles all the way. That defense is way too dominant.
You leaning into this broke leg thing. First you said he was going to get hurt and be out for next season. Now you brought up broke leg. It's a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. Don, I'm sure.
I just got to know. Like, I gotta ask, man.
Real quickly, explain to Don P what you got to give Patty.
I gotta ask, man. What did Pat do?
Honestly, I mean, for me, it's like,
he beat my Browns twice in the last fucking 2 minutes of a game. One of the games was he got knocked out. That's why I say fuck Chad Henne. And then he turned around in the opener. We winning, going away. He's just fucking bomb to Tyreek Hill, and then bam, they get that one. So I should be mad. And then the time before that, they came to Cleveland. He used 2 Cleveland boys to score 6 goddamn touchdowns. So I should be pissed off about it. But what did he do?
No, I'm just the heel, dude. I'm just the heel.
Please putting a Maliki on him.
I'm just the heel.
Hey, I'm being real with you, man. Them high ankle sprains on quarterbacks that can actually move are going to be a problem, man, because you can't. The Eagles' defensive line has.
I know
everybody on that line has double-digit sacks. Yep. That's a fucking problem.
Yep.
That's a fucking problem. I played quarterback once in my life. This is what made me respect quarterbacks. If you can't run, you dead.
Mm-hmm.
You dead.
It's Kansas City. Oh no, it was the Bengals that had like 3 backup offensive linemen.
Yeah,
that were playing. I was going to say, is Kansas City still playing with 3 backup offensive linemen? But
I mean, they
no, but here's the thing. Go ahead.
They did say that the Eagles do have quite a few people on the injured list for tomorrow, and that the Chiefs are free and clear. There's nobody on there.
Dub in this bitch like a tampon. What's up, Dub?
But I still feel like the Eagles still have the better defense from top down, and that's the. Yes, Patrick Mahomes is the X factor within 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes of the game, but you got to survive, dude. Because like I said, that entire defensive line, including the reserves, have double-digit sacks. Who the fuck do you tell who to guard, like who to block? Like that's the problem.
How do you? Yeah.
Do you even double? Do you even double team? Because like if you double team and fuck around and leave somebody open, and they got him dead to rights, and they not gonna miss, bro, I'd be nervous.
I got the Eagles winning this game 37-34.
You think it's gonna be that high?
He's going off of that tweet.
You read the NFL script, huh?
Oh yeah, the script gets out.
You read the script. All right, listen, man. I've been fighting with this for 2 weeks. Since and everybody's been asking me, it's like, stop asking. I'll tell y'all on Super Bowl Sunday. As much as I do want to roll with everybody and say the Eagles are going to do it, all the variables and everything say that the Eagles are going to win this game. But that man that wears number 15, his name is Patrick Levine Mahomes.
What does Mike Jackson say? Oh, mama, there's that man.
Against that man. I refuse to bet against that man because
hey man, I'm gonna be real with you. Anybody that eats a steak with pure ketchup is a fucking psychopath. There is no way I trust him.
No, it ain't.
Hey, that's that mixed shit. Hey, his mama white, so I mean, that's another story for another day. But check this out, man.
He's a fucking psychopath.
On the high ankle, even with the high ankle sprain, he's still the best pocket passer in the NFL.
He is the best pocket passer, but if they put him,
he still has the best tight end in the game and possibly the best tight end of all time.
I wouldn't say that now. Uncle Shay got something to say about that. Come on, Skip.
Tony Gonzalez.
Come on, Skip.
Those guys,
Tony
I say
Gonzalez,
possibly,
sure.
arguably of all time. I mean, he ain't done yet.
Come on, Skip.
He ain't done yet.
Skip, you gotta be Skip. You crazy. You must be crazy, Skip.
I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs, and I am picking Patrick Levine Mahomes to win the Super Bowl MVP.
He
So
eats steak with ketchup. That nigga's a
I don't care
psychopath.
about that.
He
I
is.
don't care. I don't care what he eat, what he do off the field. I worry about what he do on the field.
all right, so the
Hey,
Eagles have wide receiver Britton Covey listed as questionable with a
he'll
hamstring.
play.
I
He'll
don't
play.
never know if the only receiver if it's not Devontae Smith or AJ Brown, if they
Or Dallas Goedert.
if they healthy, they got a shot.
And then
I
they
think
also,
they're healthy. I think they're healthy. So
on the
and even so, Jalen can still run in this
Jalen is,
situation. Jalen can run a little bit
and
better than Mahomes.
don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed watching the Philadelphia Eagles play this year. I enjoy watching Jalen Hurts defy the odds and prove everybody wrong and spit in everybody's face and give everybody the finger who said that he wasn't the guy or wasn't never going to be the guy since he got pulled for Tua back when he was at Alabama. I root for him, but that man is on the other side, and I'm not rooting against that man.
and then on the injured reserve, they have Derek Barnett, Sean Bradley, Tyree Jackson, Aaron Sipos, Janarius Robinson, and Marlon Tupelo.
If they're on the questionable list, they'll play.
Yeah, if they're questionable, like it's a Super Bowl.
Well, they're not even on the questionable. They're on the reserve.
They're on the out
injured.
list, though, the injured list. Oh. So those guys, yeah.
I mean, they can survive without those guys. Even though those guys played a big part in them getting to the Super Bowl, they can still survive without that. But since Don said he doesn't bet against Mahomes, here's my question. I'm not knocking on wood for this one because I don't even give a shit. What happens if they take him out early in the game? Do you still trust Chad Henne and you go with it?
No. If Mahomes is in there, they got a shot. If he's out, I'm out.
I mean,
We actually brought that up in the first half of the show. We were talking about our hot takes or
bold
predictions. I actually brought up the fact that Mahomes might be knocked out because of the high ankle sprain. Lee kind of mentioned the same thing. So yeah,
I wouldn't even asking it because of a high ankle sprain. I was asking because they get after a quarterback. The Eagles defense gets they get after a quarterback. So what if they catch him on the right play, busted shoulder or broken ribs or whatever happens, because he decides to take off running and they catch him. I'm curious, like what happens? Do you still roll with it?
But let me ask you, let's flip that. What happens if Hurts goes down? They trust
if Hurts,
the stash. Y'all trust the stash to get it done?
Honestly,
with the
running game.
Sure, with the running game.
What I was gonna say was,
and he has to take. Y'all trust the stash.
Honestly, I do because here's the thing. For me, this is just for me. Chad Henne, Gardner Minshew. Chad Henne don't got no running back to speak of.
That's right.
That's true.
Minshew got running back by committee over there.
Pacheco
so
is
if you
tough down in the red zone though, he
is. But if you asking him to take you down the field,
no, that don't
not gonna happen. So you got to put all of your faith in Chad Henne, and historically, Chad Henne ain't been that dude. Even with a bad,
been a backup.
And even with Gardner Minshew, he's shown he can actually win a game and be trusted to take the team down the field, even on a bad Jaguars team.
Season game, yeah.
JG asking what if the Chiefs re-injure Hurts' shoulder?
That's another good point.
That's a big variable.
That's a good point too. Sure. I didn't think about that because Justin, I'm gonna tell Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp gonna call you.
Hey, but I do got a question. Why are we wishing injury on the black man that's leading the team?
I'm not wishing injury. I'm not.
Black History Month.
I'm not wishing injury. I'm just asking because that is a strong possibility
for both quarterbacks too, though. Like
but I was asking in the sense because obviously this is a true statement. Mahomes is the MVP of the league.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, if he goes down, it's gonna hurt the Chiefs more than Hurts going down.
That's true. That's true.
Because you literally not even because of the running game. You literally just lost the best player in the fucking league.
Yes.
Sure.
If he goes down and you're Andy Reid, I ain't even gonna say Andy Reid. If I'm the head coach of the Chiefs and I watch the best player on my team and the best player voted by everybody else in the league just go down, hey man, I'm gonna turn in my resignation papers. Whoever's behind me, y'all can have a job. Be enemy, yeah, be enemy. This your shit now, because you don't have what can you say in the post game press conference?
I think Eric will walk away from that too.
Shit. If Mahomes
Yeah, because what?
here's
Because what?
line with the playbook.
Yeah, because what can you say? What can you say in the post game press conference that'll excuse that?
Nothing.
fucked
It's gonna
up.
be it's gonna
Thank
be
you.
coach speak. Like we lost them, and you have to, as a head coach, you play ball and you know coach speak. So coach speak, they're not gonna come out. Andy's not gonna come out and say, well, we knew we were gonna lose when Pat went down. He's gonna say, we have confidence in our guy. Chad's been here for a while. He knows y'all. He's gonna say all the coach speak bullshit.
Oh, so we're just gonna get a Mike Tomlin press conference.
But he know in the back of his head he gonna be sitting up there crying.
He's not gonna get in front of the national world media and say it. It's coach.
I just thought I'm just thinking like it's gonna hurt the Chiefs more. Like, don't get me wrong, Jalen is a very integral part of the Eagles. Like Jalen is a very integral part of the Eagles. But if Mahomes goes down and he just got the MVP award, like that's how valuable he is to that team.
Star of the show says if Mahomes is out, they will have to rely on the defense.
What defense?
Right.
It's just
what
Chris
defense?
Jones, Frank Clark, and a bunch of other dudes.
The defensive backfield isn't all that great.
Your secondary is terrible. Joe Burrow's been proven.
All four rookies, or
they're all young. That's a young secondary.
Yeah,
they're young guys, but they're not proven. And I take that back. They are proven. Joe Burrow has proven them to be suspect.
I mean, Joe Burrow is different, though.
Yeah, he's a different
Joe is one of them dudes.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Bengals, but Joe Burrow get busy.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You've been proven all season you're suspect.
Yeah.
Even in a weak division, Derek Carr has shown you your secondary is suspect. Russell Wilson at times has shown you your secondary is suspect. Joe Burrow has definitely shown for the last 3 years those guys in the secondary are suspect. I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts is thinking the same thing, and there's no way you could clean that up in 2 weeks in the biggest fucking game of the year.
That's true.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Don, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. What do you think about Browns fans that were rooting
cornballs? Fuck them. Don't like them. I've been vocal here. I've been vocal on my social media pages that I have separated myself from that fan base. I do not like the Cleveland Browns fan base. I've stood on that for the last 5 years. I am my own fucking fan base. If anybody wants to come and join me to support the Browns, y'all are welcome to come over here. But those goofballs, I do not support that shit.
So
I think it's goofy. It's because it's Ohio. Shut the fuck up. They don't like us.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my point. And
Cincinnati can't stand us. Fuck Cincinnati and fuck Skyline Chili. I said it. I'm from Cleveland, God damn it. Thank you for riling me up and waking me up. Thank you for waking that up. I'm glad you asked me about that. I think it's y'all are a bunch of fucking clowns.
I'm with you on the Skyline Chili.
I was just gonna say, Cincinnati ain't even part of Ohio. That's Kentucky, bro.
Thank you. Somebody else who see the fucking like that is Northern Kentucky. I call them Cincinnati, Kentucky. Y'all are not Ohio. That is not Ohio. Cincinnati, Kentucky. It's not even a part of Ohio. Fuck them.
And us as Steelers fans, it's like when I saw that they were making it to the playoffs, I'm just like, I'm rooting for whoever they're playing against. Like, they're a division rival.
I do that with the division. When I do my predictions on my show, anytime the division teams link up, I can't root for a tie, and I have to be forced to pick a team. But for the most part, I'll be wanting to tie. I want the Ravens and the Steelers to tie. I want the Bengals and the Steelers to tie. I want them to tie. That's just where I'm at.
Graphic.
Hey,
that's graphic as hell.
Expect y'all, like if the Browns and Ravens are playing, I would expect y'all to be like, I hope
Who
they fucking tie. Who are you picking in that
game, Chipper?
Like, I hope y'all fucking tie.
Browns Ravens.
Root for the tie, right?
God, yes.
See,
That's not what you would
And that's-
say on Renegades.
and that's respectable.
No, he picked the Browns the last time that happened.
See, Chipper, my guy, give me one. That's my guy right there. I
mean,
knew
if
I liked him.
if I had my druthers, yeah, I'd want a tired of stadium to blow up and they wouldn't play the game. I don't know.
God damn.
But you root for the tie. Like I wish they
Sure,
tie.
absolutely.
And the Ravens and the Steelers almost gave me that tie. One of them who played week 1, it was almost a tie.
Cincinnati.
Oh, that was the Bengals and the Steelers.
It was almost a tie. Almost
Yep,
got my
almost.
wish. I couldn't. I was waiting like shit.
You know what? I see his logic behind that. I honestly do.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
Because in the divisional race, if everybody's tied, that hurts them instead of the Browns who gets a win over everybody else.
For the tie.
That's what I'm laughing about.
He thinks
Like, that's
differently
fucked up,
than the
bro.
sewing room.
Oh God.
Have you
That's
ever
fucked
seen the
up, bro.
sewing
Like,
room,
why would you wish for a tie?
It is the darkest room filled with boxes.
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, you got to go back to Renegades when Chipper's not in studio. We call it the sewing room. So, well, it is the sewing room, and Chipper likes to keep it nice and dark in there, and he thinks differently when he's in there.
He makes guest appearances on Brown's podcast when he's in there.
Good man. You know it's a seat for club pick
Hey,
anytime you want it.
I'm in such demand, and why would I want to turn down any opportunity that I get to get my name and
He
face out
brings
there?
the views. He brings the views.
I bring the views.
He brought 3,000.
You know what? Since we brought up the Cincinnati Cleveland rivalry, I gotta send a shout out to the Crunch as they actually dominated the Cincinnati Swerve yesterday, 14-7.
Out of wherever the fuck they was at.
They play out in the soccerplex out North Olmsted now.
Oh, that's where
IX
they at?
Center. Yeah, the IX Center booted them out for unspecified
I
reasons.
could have swore the IX Center closed down like 3 years ago.
It did, but
They
they opened
did.
up.
They reopened it.
2 years
They were
ago,
bu-
last
They
year.
were bought by somebody else. That's
Yep.
why we're doing the Piston Power Show again from there.
Bring the fucking amusement park back.
Not going to happen. They took the Ferris wheel out.
They corny for that.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel's down at the Hall of Fame now.
Is it?
Down at the Football Hall of Fame. Yep.
Wow. They took it down there?
Yep. Yeah.
See, y'all done pissed Don off so much he done walked off the show.
Don P's got to drain the lizard. But no, I mean, so let's get back to this game here. I mean, when
Tiffany is not hiding there.
What? Who's that? Oh,
So Tiffany's in the sewing room?
or is she in the bathroom with Don P?
Oh, no. He's talking about the sewing room.
I'm still on the search for her. I'm hoping to find her before Dave leaves next week.
You're not going to find her. No.
But anyway, let's
I
get
don't
back
even
to
want to know.
You don't.
you don't.
You don't.
But let's get
I'm
back to
good.
them. I mean, I think that these are definitely the two teams that deserve to be here. You know, there's the hometown aspect with the Kelsey brothers and everything as well. Do you think that is kind of creating a storyline that is hiding the fact that we do have two African American quarterbacks because
Yes.
of the Kelsey brothers?
Yes.
being-
Yes. And because historically, and I hate that this went racial so fast, but we've all seen it. Historically, they do not like black quarterbacks. And the reason being is because it was always thought that black quarterbacks were not smart. They were only good for running. And, you know, they weren't trusted to manage the game. But if you look at Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon, Michael Vick, that myth has been debunked so many times. It's about time you just let it go. So yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The Kelsey brothers being in the Super Bowl is great, but this is true history right here. As you've never had two, you've only had one. Now you got two starting quarterbacks that are black, and they're going head to head. One of them's got to win. One of them's got to lose. We've already had two black coaches against each other in the Super Bowl. Now we got two starting quarterbacks. That shit's big.
It's huge.
That
It's a
shit's
big deal.
So the
And
question
then-
I asked while you were away is, do you think that the fact that the Kelsey brothers playing against each other in this game has overshadowed the fact that
No.
we have two African American quarterbacks?
I don't think so. I just don't. I mean, it's so many different stories. Like with the brothers, Andy Reid coaching both teams, the two black quarterbacks. Like it's so many different stories. I don't think it's I don't think it's overshadowed.
I mean, is the Kelsey brothers storyline a national storyline, or just here in Cleveland because they're here from
No, it's
Cleveland?
both.
It's both. It's both.
When I'm listening to CBS
Okay.
Sports Radio, that's all.
Right, because I don't listen or haven't read or listened to much national stuff in the last week or two. So
I stay away from that shit. You have to. It's hazardous.
So I mean, it's been on the news here locally as far as the Kelsey brothers thing go, but I didn't even realize it was a national thing.
But here's another thing that I want y'all to think about, Lee, when you ask this question.
Mhm.
Think about the influence of the black quarterback in the last 25 years. From, like I said, 25 years. So from McNabb, from Vic to Culpepper to fucking Mahomes and Hurts. Like that's for a little kid, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big because 90% of the time, look, it's so bigger. It's so much bigger than just does it overshadow. I'm not saying it in a bad way that it overshadows, but like being that the Super Bowl is playing, it's Black History Month. This is a storyline. If Roger Goodell was really smart, this was a storyline you could have played on, and you could have brought so much more money in just for this game. If you was really focused on money.
Brought up a good point too. Andy Reid fired Nick Sirianni, brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was saying that he came from Kansas City.
Well,
yeah, I mean, there's so many great storylines leading into this game, but I mean, for me, it's like, I think it's just because they were just two of the best quarterbacks in the league this year,
flat out,
that I didn't even think about their race. It's just you got the two best quarterbacks in the league going head to head in the biggest game.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
And eventually, like, this is gonna be like the norm. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen more. It's just because it's the first time it's happening, but 10 years from now, who knows?
I don't even look at it like that anymore. It's the two best remaining teams that are left in the NFL playing for the Super Bowl. That's the way that I look at it, and that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people don't look at it that way, but I mean, I look at it like that.
I didn't even think about their race until I heard it on the radio.
That was my first thought when the field goal went through. I said, we got two brothers in the bowl. Let's get it.
That's what I said. I was like, damn, we got two black dudes playing in the Super Bowl. We already had two black coaches. We making strides.
Let's keep and continue to make those strides.
Even though it's light skin versus proper light skin, it's still,
Let's get Lamar black ass in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what is this, like a Michael Jackson versus Prince type of Super Bowl?
Yeah, pretty much. Look,
Wow.
Because truthfully, I can't even say that. Hold up, Chip. Hold up, Chip. Hey, wait. Hold up, Chip, because you can't really say that one, because here's my thing. How do you know who was darker?
You are cut off.
But because you said Michael, it's like Michael versus Prince, but who do you know who was darker? Because they was both light at that point.
Well, Mike's Vitilago was his.
But we do know Michael did start off the right way.
He started off the right way.
Hey man, where that beer at, man? You don't need no more. You are cut off.
Hey, don't cut Chipper off. He's telling the truth, man. He started off the right way. But see, here's the thing now. Now you got light skin versus copper tone. So it's kind of like, whose side are you on?
Whose side are you on, Chipper? Yes.
No, I wasn't saying that the Chip. I wasn't saying that the Chip. I was asking like in real life, because Mahomes is beige, but at least Hurts could pass off. Like he can get away from both sides.
All right, watch out with the light skin jokes, Mel. I know you. That hat look like the same color as your face.
Hey,
so I get it.
Hey,
I get it. Why you coming for the light skins? But
I'm happy anybody. Hey, I'm happy anybody noticed me, man. But it's the truth, man. He beige. He looks like the inside. He looked like the inside of a Milky Way, man. Come on, he's my nougat. You can't even call him my nigga. He's my nougat.
Brandon's just like, Mahomes is beige. No way, my dude said that.
Hey, I'm kind of
look at him. Look, Brandon. Look at Mahomes. Look at Mahomes. Look at a good picture of Mahomes with his helmet. Matter of fact, look at all the Allstate commercials. Or not was it State Farm. Look at all the State Farm commercials. He's Jake from State Farm is darker than Mahomes. Nobody noticed that but me.
No, I know.
Nobody.
I peeped it.
Jake from State Farm is light skinned too. So they got two light skinned brothers in the same commercial, but you don't know who's darker.
Hey, that's true.
Until you look at Jake standing right next to Mahomes.
He said he's the inside of the Milky Way.
Damn.
He is. He's my nougat. I said, you can't even call Mahomes my nigga. He's my nougat.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
It's true. It's true. I'm sorry. It's true. That's history for you.
Brandon, we got to get you on a show here coming up soon. I know that the Renegades, I know Don P, you can welcome into your show, right?
Of course, it's always to see that Club Pizzle. Club Pizzle is open to the public.
Just
long as you ain't, long as you could be seen on camera, unlike Mahomes.
Tim's got something to say. Go ahead, Tim.
No, that was a 5-minute mark.
5 minutes.
Damn.
You got 5 minutes left to go.
Hey, you know what the determining factor should be? Their dads. Hey, because Pat Mahomes Sr. is brother. That's brother. He's brother. Did y'all see him at the game? He's like, yeah, I'm smoking on the Joe Burrow. Yeah, he sounded like one of my uncles. I swear,
he used to pitch for the Twins years ago.
Yeah, he was.
He was pitching for Boston too. He used to pitch for Boston too. So yeah,
I remember with Minnesota.
Hey, that alone, he got through that. So hey.
Oh yeah, because they don't like brothers in Boston.
Oh boy, I like driving through Boston.
Hey, real talk though. That should be the storyline of the Super Bowl: light skin versus Capitone. Who wins?
Light skin versus Capitone.
They black.
Here we go. Two black people against each other.
Tim, Tim, you black. They're light skinned. You got to pick a side. You either with them or you beige.
They black. They black.
Wow. All right, so we got 5 minutes left to go. Rome, where can they find you at on social media?
You find us on 216 Sports Network on Twitter, 216 Sports Network on Instagram, and the 216 Sports Network on Facebook. Catch us on 4th and 15 with Mel and Smooth, Saturdays from 2 to 4. We will be back, Lee. We got that. We got it. We're gonna be back. We're gonna make some new strides. We got a lot more. We got a lot of big stuff to talk about. So yeah, we coming back, man. I promise.
You've been talking about me all day, bro.
I drove.
I ain't been talking about you
last Friday, and he called me and he was like, "Hey, man, we gotta move it to next week." So
it's not me, bro. I can't do that show by myself, man.
He can fill in for anybody.
Yeah.
And Tim, I ain't been talking about you, man. You black. You just happen to come out light. You don't go outside.
You said you had big stuff to talk about, so that's all I was.
I mean, we do, man. It's a lot of big news. We got the Cavs. The Cavs look good. We're gonna have
Danny Green. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Don P, where can they find you at?
Y'all know y'all can find me at, man. Every Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30, right here on Redline Radio LLC. Y'all can follow me on IG at Don Pizzle 216. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at the same. I barely use Twitter, only when big news happens, and I'm stalk Adrian Wojnarowski's page and whoever the big like only during trade deadline and free agency am I on Twitter. But I'm on IG, Facebook. Y'all know Donald Peterson. Just holla at your boy.
Chipper, where can they find you at? Especially, we know one place, the Sewing Room.
Well, that was there. It was there.
The U2 concert.
He will not be watching the halftime show.
You gotta watch it, man. I'm telling you. She gonna come out in something little and showing off that beautiful skin and them thighs. I hope my wife is not watching this. She gonna come out looking yummy. I'm telling you. We gonna wanna see that.
All right. I'll keep it in mind.
This is the Super Bowl halftime show that's gonna make Chipper go black.
Wait, come on home, Chipper. Come on home.
I just looked at DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook says that ain't happening.
It's the only prop bet in Ohio you can vote on.
What are the odds on that? I might throw a couple dollars.
Plus 20,000.
I'm in.
Brandon says he's going to enjoy his halftime show with the Milky Way. All right, Chipper, so where can we find you?
Well, I'll be with you guys, I guess, next Saturday at Tattoo Therapy Inc. doing a live remote for Unscripted before you go out of town, before you leave us.
Yeah.
And then we'll be with you guys again for Steel City Renegades at the Piston Power Autorama.
Saturday,
April 1st, where
we're following Club Pistol.
Where I guess I'll be having to do a one chip challenge.
Yeah.
You are the one chip challenge.
That's the Gilligan. That's the Gilligan and the Chipper too. Start calling Chipper a Jedi because he ain't a fan of the dark side.
Wow.
You know what?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, it's Dave Wallencheck. Y'all call him. Don't call me.
I'm just reading what Justin said.
Hey, don't call me. I'm not the one that said a
Don't
damn
call
thing.
me. It ain't me.
Hey, the FCC come calling. Dave is the owner of the station.
Do not call me. Y'all know what I say on my show. Direct everything at them unless I
Dave,
say
this is
otherwise.
for you. It's Al Sharpton.
That is Lee money.
No. When you do that, he needs a proper intro. That's Lee motherfucking money.
Oh, that's
And
Lee
you can-
motherfucking money.
You can find me Friday nights on Redline Radio, 8 to 10 p.m. in Money's Crazy Mind. Also, Sundays on Steel City Renegades. I'll be at Tattoo Therapy Inc. next Saturday, too.
At 8, you need to be there by 8:45.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But you can find Money's Crazy Mind at Money's Crazy Mind podcast on Facebook, or you can go to our website, podpage.com/Money's-Crazy-Mind.
Tim, where do they find you at?
You can find me on OnlyFans at Cuddlebutt2.
He's not lying either.
Rome is paid to see it.
Sam, you are my friend, and I didn't want to hear that.
Hey, Tim is my boy too, but like, you know, people pay for weird shit, and anytime he's got some ribs in his hand, man, it's
In the Magic Mike
it's-
costume.
yeah.
You my guy, but
I mean, Tim gets naked at a comedy show, so I mean, OnlyFans is nothing new to him.
and that's why you want me to make that brisket so bad. See, that's why I'm not.
Listen,
I
I've been
ain't
trying to
fucking
get
with
this money, man.
I ain't
Trying to
fucking
get
with
this
you.
money. They love
All
the
right, Tim. So where can they find you at, man?
I just told you. Nah. That's Timbuk2. That's TIMBUKTU_31 on Instagram and TikTok. It is Black History Month, so I've been posting a Black History post every day this month.
You been killing
Today will be a football fact. I mean, obviously we got the two black quarterbacks, but there's some people that were pioneers to this, so I want to bring them up. And
those. Joe Gilliam.
I forgot who I'm bringing. I got the name.
Willie Thrower.
That sounds like something else.
That's actually a real person. He was the first black quarterback to throw a pass in the league, and his statue is actually in Pennsylvania in Aliquippa Valley High School.
That's fire. It's fire. But I don't know if I want to say Willie Thrower. That's kind of funny.
That's his last name, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that.
But I'm gonna name him Wheel. It's Wheel Thrower. But also Facebook. That's Timothy Washington Jr. That's what Timbuk2 stand for. Tim Buck, because my last name is Washington on every dollar, and 2 because I'm a junior.
Talk your shit.
Hey,
man.
real quick, Chip. Since you got the bet books in front of you, find out what's the over under on who's darker during the Super Bowl, Mahomes or Hurts. Is that something I can bet on? Real quick, I need to know.
I think it's even.
I'm looking at the damn graphic y'all got up. There's no way this is fucking even. There's no way this is fucking even.
Wow.
Every fucking State Farm commercial, I'm looking at this graphic. Every game I've seen with the Chiefs involved this year, there's no fucking way that's even.
Oh, Mel, who's the first one to do a Milky Way commercial?
It's got to be Mahomes. It's got to be. It's got to be. That's the only way. That's the only way Milky Way stays in business is if you put Mahomes in the commercial.
Oh my god,
That is wild.
we're getting canceled, yo.
Well, good thing it's only a one-off show.
Hey, look, man.
We'll
Look.
make this a yearly Super Bowl thing. Every time a Super Bowl comes out, we'll do it. And we'll invite it.
No, No, don't invite me if it ain't Mahomes in there, because Mahomes, if Mahomes ain't in the Super Bowl, it don't count.
All right. Anyway, appreciate you guys coming here on a Sunday or Sunday morning, afternoon, and joining to here with us, man. Real quick, while we go out, what are you most looking forward to the Super Bowl? Real quick, Don. The party, the food, what dish?
All of it. I got Uncle Nearest chilling at home. Me and Rihanna gonna party at halftime.
Chipper, real quick.
You in so much trouble right now.
Playing the game, getting together with people, drinking, and the food I'm making.
Leave motherfucking money.
Oh man, I already know. I got the barbecue chicken and the barbecue ribs getting ready to go on the grill.
Are you cooking them?
Yes, sir.
All right, Tim, we're going over there after this.
No, I'm not.
he silenced Lee real quick. Damn. Normally Lee got a comeback, but he silenced.
That's
probably
harsh,
he's
man.
happy I'm not coming to eat his food.
Exactly.
But yes, definitely the food. Getting together with my family and drinking a ton of shit. I don't even know what I'm drinking today, but I'm getting belligerently drunk.
All right. Well, everybody have a good Super Bowl. Drive safely and have fun wherever you're at. And
all right.
For the Super Bowl, hopefully they win.
How about the squares, baby?
Eagles.
Beige, beige, beige.